So, okay, for people who don't know who I am Ivette-2. Do I really like professor in QA? Not at all. I just love to do what I'm doing every day. And I'm a former student of Portnov School, so I graduated 5 years ago, and for 5 years I just go up and never go back. So, so this is my job? Yes. Do I like to bring what I know to people? Absolutely. So for the last 2 years, it was just amazing changes and challenges that I have. So it's why this one of the things, I think that it's a classic from Michael, and he always tell you, guys, do not afraid to be contractors. So see me, so I'm example of be jumping monkey for last 2 years, double my salary, so meet my more than ever expectation. And so every time from contract to contract, I gain more and more skills, absorb everything that I can get. And first I understand, and it's like no room to learn, I'm moving to another contract. So I'm one of the crazy, and actually I have met a lot of crazy people like me, so who is love to do going through the interviews, not because I'm looking really actively for job. I don't care, I have very good job right now, but I'm always, it's just like another challenge, another small show. Then I am on the speed, so I understand what's going on, and I understand expectation, what people asking for. So what we do here, it's kind of boot camp, and my partner will come later, I hope. So then I will introduce you monster of industry. So, and you again, you guys very lucky. So because John, so he's my manager, he's my current manager, so executive director of Scully Helmet, and you can Google Scully Helmet. It's one of the promising startup in the Silicon Valley. So we do not just mobile, so we do wearable, we do augmented reality and virtual reality. So this implementation smart helmets, so it's pretty much our specialty. So, but before this, John was also former QA director for GoPro for 5 years. Wow. So, and actually his extended years, it's 40 years of his professional life. So I think that he will say a couple of words when he will arrive. So anyway, I understand then, so before we start, I need to also say something word, because it's coming every time, and you need to understand and be completely clear of it. So, do our class will compromise with all what you learned before? More likely, yes. Is it really so this need to be find the true, who say true, who say false, or what information updated, what information is not updated? Absolutely not. You QAs, you always need to look from different perspective of view. So John and I will bring this class from perspective we know from the field, and specifically so field related to wearable, to mobile, agile, startups, and whatever. Is it all QA industry based on this? No. So it's why each teacher who teach you so far, they not just bring you classic model of QA, they bring you pretty much what they know. So from their experience, we bring our opinion, our vision of what's going on. You somehow need to filter it or adjust both models. So be flexible. It's your first step to be flexible. Never say, oh my gosh, in my previous job, when conversations start like this, it's immediately cut off, and it seems like, oh my gosh, another nerdy person. So now for 3 months, they will tell us how they was doing in previous company. I don't care about previous company. Boom, here's a new life. So start all over. So take a fresh look. And that's why take everything we say to filter it, what is the truth for you? What is really this value for you? Because everybody is different, and you all sit in this room. I don't think then all of you will sit in this room by week 10, be honest with you. So, and for 2 different reasons. I will highly appreciate if you not waste your time, and if you feel like startup or mobile is too stressful for you or not too much interesting, get rid of it. You don't need to really sit here just, oh my gosh, I pay for it, so I need to take it. No. So it's not yours, move it on. You will find your niche, you will find your specialty. And another reason then, yes, I mentioned that it will be boot camp. I don't know how far and how really forcefully you was going and moving forward, but right now we will try to play real life, or like cut you off again all your imagination how it should be when you go to the field. So we will tell you real story, and real story sometimes also could be ugly, believe it or not. So, and at some point you say, all right, it's too much, I don't want to handle it. So I have successful story in the past when I have very nice ladies, so which was pretty much half of the class fighting with me, is always saying, oh my gosh, I cannot believe you say this, I cannot believe you forced me to do this, I want to sit with my friend on my project. No freaking way. In the real life, when you, no really, when you go to the field, are you really have a place right so close to your friend? You maybe sit with a person who you absolutely don't know, or maybe hate for some reason, or personal things, but you still need to work together and move project forward, otherwise you need to quit. So I don't say that I create potentially some hatering here things, but we will exchange people in a group all the time, and I will do this for really with purpose and for reason. Then you used to differentiate what is your friend and what is your professional co-worker and friend. So, and it must be. It's one of the major things, you know, I have, again, a lot of good and bad story. Then people tell me, I'm so knowledgeable, but everybody's too mean to me. Hey, because you're freaking knowledgeable, it's too much, cut off. So just keep in balance. So know this when you need to step, so this, and tell me how this you think it should be, and whatever this, your opinion of all this, but nobody asks you this opinion. So try to keep in balance and be neutral for the first months, like shadow of everybody. Find your place. Then everybody's like, oh, man, how I was living without this person before. And after this, okay, delight your personality, how crazy you are, or how meaningful you are. So, but everybody was used to have it, so that you already got your place in the team. So we will teach you about the small things, but we have, again, I have real story, then very cool guy, very technically super cool guy, better than me, cannot get a job. 17 freaking interview on, so step by step, and nothing. Nobody wants them in the team because for this special look, for this special opinion, then they, for suggestion, so of the project, then they don't know. So how you know this, what should be better if you never enter in detail? And actually this detail will be never really discovered in the first place, because it's always something wherever icebergs or political things could go on. So it's why QA, it's like a spy. You just have your ears and shut your mouth for the several amount of time until somebody asks you, like, what do you think? Oh, it's a moment of truth now. So, and again, how you say it, you say as observation and submit this as a draft. Never submit this like, here's my suggestion, all right, so I will let you know, so what I'm thinking about this subject, blah, blah, blah. No, very mild, very cool. So I have observation, I collect the data, so nothing personal, but here's my professional, so list of checklist what's going on. All right, so what we know so far about mobile, I understand, then it's look pretty much like this. So.
Yeah, where is the slide?
Huh?
Where is the slide available?
Oh, yeah, it's another trick. As you come to my class, hey, Mike. So as you come to my class, you will see the signs. What is this? QR code. So this you're supposed to have it. You're all supposed to have your phones. You're also supposed to have this QR code. So install it on your phone. Otherwise, you will miss a lot of helpful link. Each of these link is something special. So I save your time. Instead of looking on the internet and read whatever, some very, very valuable information, which is absolutely nothing in the field. So through the all 126 slides today, so you will see these links, and you will be able to scan it and get this access to. And other things, where you get this specific particular lesson. It's a trick. I learned again hard way. If I give you this for free right now, so instead of listen to me, you will scroll it down and pretty much ready to go. Go. So, and if I leave it, you know, this to you just like an open source or through the Portnov School resources, more likely 20% of people will open it and go through again. So, now it's a special club of special member of mobile class. So I will distribute this through the Google Doc, then we together so this have available, and I will share a link with you. And it will happen, so first 3 lectures so will be hanging in the mic resources. All other lectures, so this specification, so then we will go through in a minute. So I will give you only through the flash drive. So you will have exclusive right so for all these materials, and it's give you just also, you know, as hard to get, it's you will appreciate and you get it. So if it's easy to get, nobody care. And I have this in the past, people was complaining in the first place, and I told you nobody in my class missing to have this lecture. You will have it. Hi. No way. Okay, so I hope in the 10 weeks you will see all mobile system like this. So it will be more organized, and you know, this you will take a time to think, okay, where's my place in all this? Because it's a huge. It's just only looking, I don't know, very simple. Oh, iPhone, Android, push a buttons, and that's it. But as you go deeper, then you will find out then it's a much more, and it's actually all world is converted now to more and more mobile instead of just like web-based. So what we will learn through the class, as today this our concentration will be on mobile ecosystem and basic of web mobile terminology. I always stress out, I cannot talk to you and I cannot teach you and I cannot give you really value if we speak different languages. So, and it's like super points. Some of the stuff, if you know, super cool. So I'm happy then we already speak and communicate at some point. If you don't know, so then it's time to learn and learn hard way. So this you have, in this case, 2 weeks to, so by the end of this lecture, this I give you homework. Oops, I don't know, it's usual, unusual, we do homework. Why? It's a trick. Do I will really nagging you, give me your homework? No. But in a 3 lesson, if I don't get your name 3 times and homework submit, you out. And then number 4, and I have agreement, so you can go complain, I don't care. So, but these people who will stay on lesson number 4 get most value. I know that people who survive all these 3 and go with homework and so follow the rules, it's a manageable QA who will 100% find job quickly. It's true. So we play the game, so it's kind of like survive on the island things, okay? So, lecture number 2 will be daily QA activities, ethic and survival skills, and how boring this subject is. It's actually a crucial point. So, because when I was a student here 5 years ago, for 3 months, every day I was like, excuse me, what are we doing every day at work? So what I'm doing? I understand all this graph, blah, 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 so special pattern, so develop some procedure models. Okay, what I'm doing as a normal person, 8 hours a day. It's how we would just discuss these things, and through the whole class, actually, each theme this we will implement some interview question or how does you behave, because in interview it's no more than freaking showtime. Boom. So think about this as a fun, you know. Think about this, because most of interview it's not just technical things. Yeah, they have maybe 3-4 technical questions at all, and again, it's some special trick that we learn through the class. So how to survive, then nobody ever ask you technical question, but you will be hired at the first point. So because it's you know, it's how you guide interview, not how they try to push you to special question. So, and if you I will try my best. So for me it's easy peasy stuff, but so I will try my best to tell you all secrets I know. So it's no scam, it's just so your motivation, attitude, and bring the points so this why they should hire you. So, and tell you your story this way with personal details and technical details from your previous experience. Then they don't have a choice. They must hire you, so because you're exactly the person who they need, who they're looking for. So. Next tema will be type of mobile testing, and it's like huge things, absolutely breakthrough for me. I will be also attend this lecture because so we split half and half. 2 hours it will be John, 2 hours it will be me. So my specialty is more software with some extension of firmware. So John is again super cool guy, for everything related to wearable devices or hard like products, so this on the market, which is also need QAs. And so I'm just excited to hear his 2 hours lecture of all these special tricks, how you go through the manufacturer testing, product testing, and things like that. So I understand and you already get sick of bug reporting, agile, and tra-la-la-la-la, but so here's also tricks. So we will teach you this our way, this how you do this in agile. So when it's not the documentation, requirements is change every time, and all this specifics, so and how you could get value of what you don't know. So how do you establish your habits like a QA, so then from nobody in the first couple of weeks you get really so very important part of mobile team. So then everybody will ask, do you know this information? Can you pull this for me, or can you get this for me? So but you need to discipline and organize yourself in the beginning. So report skills, it's again, I understand we're all newbies. Sometimes I consider myself newbies as well. Yes, I know something. In some point I can consider myself senior, but every time I come to a new company, boom, I'm newbies again. So new processes, how they deal with things, team, and all the special work environment. And this how you first breakthrough, then you need to completely understand. Nobody can respect you, and nobody will respect you. Nobody really will appreciate who you are for the at least first couple 2-3 weeks. So why? They don't know you. You just new face, and who knows who you really are, and they actually don't know and don't want to care. So how you win their heart? Only with consistent. So this purpose, doing your job no matter what. So also if they give you some dummy, and then so a lot of companies do give some dummy introduction, give you some useless task or some very task that nobody wants to do. So all right, so do you want to be excited? Do you want to jump like yes, thank you for work? No, but so do you really like consistently doing and prove a point and you're a reliable person, then they can give you some piece of work and it will be done? It's what the most important, really. Nobody care about your technical skills. They will train you, and they 100% each company believe that they can train monkey. So, and in many cases, sorry to say, but newbies is also treated like a monkey as a contractor. So, like best analogy Michael have, I think he still has this analogy. It's a gallon of milk from the shelf. So to fill a budget, boom. So yes, it's a truth. But do you need to go over your pride? Yes. Do I say that you need to put your pride in some special place? No. All what I mean is you just need to be neutral for several periods of time. Find your place, and they say, wow, this person, so give me report every day also if I'm not asking. So because this person organized, oh, I really need this person. So do you have statistic data? So I give you test cases. So, and it's already written test cases. Thanks God, you don't need to write anything. At the end of the day, without me to ask you as a manager, boom, you already give me, hey, as today, I'm complete, whatever, 85 test cases, 35 pass, so 25 fail, so 20 blocked, others like NA, blah, blah, blah. So simple stats, but you present yourself as professional, then who is highly organized, and so this really tell me what's going on. And for me, it's an easy job just because if somebody asks me, so how's this girl doing? It's like, oh, she's doing well. She's like, 85 test cases, yo. So, and it's like, so I'm happy, I have answers, so that I'm covered. So you back me up, and next time it's like, if I need special tasks, so I will think, oh my gosh, yeah, he's never at work. Oh, this girl, yeah, she sent me messages, so she sent me report every day. I really need to, can you prepare for me special data? Boom, I'm already get a special for manager. Do I learn you how to get in the heart of manager? No, but again, as a newbie, you want to stabilize, you need to get secure your place at first place, and after already like, show this who you are and what you can else. Okay, so wearable devices and app combo testing. we plan to bring Scotty helmets here. So, and based on your devices, yeah, this everybody, I hope this, it will be like week 6 or 5. So we pretty much this, I hope this you guys will get some baklava mask or whatever, head socks, whatever you name it. So for one simple reason, we don't bring 20 helmets, we maybe bring like 3 or 4. So, but who knows who have lice, who have done roof or whatever. So I mean, it's a hygiene thing. So I will really ask you to be careful with that. So we actually, this again, unusual stuff will be, do we really will sit in one room? No, this we will sit in 2 different rooms, and we will divide this iOS and Android project so separately. Again, this iOS project, so I will guide iOS project, John will guide Android. And for iOS, depends this how it goes. So I do have my own company on the side, so then it will be like real stuff. We will not pretend. You will be part of my team, and you can put this legitimate name, not another labs, so LLC, TH house, so in your resume, but it will be legitimate company. So, and I will treat you as a real intern or just like a junior case. So it depends on your skills. So we will go through the AR and VR testing introduction. We always have fun with it in the past. So, and now in the 3 years, I was like, oh my gosh. So it's so many new things happened on the market. It's get more intense than I have 3 years ago. So then I know we will have a fun. So I do have my specialty, so localization testing and accessibility testing. For a lot of people, it could be a good fit, believe it or not. Come on. So because I know this kind of testing is very rare. Accessibility, it's related to any disability, so this help. I work at Google so for almost a year for accessibility project, and I am very well know from inside so how these things go, and all this testing will be based on Google, so Buganizer and how the Google deal with accessibility. And I do have right now this working on accessibility application on the site with so it will be Smith Catterwell Eye Research Institute in San Francisco. So director of this institute, my personal friend, because we was going through the Mechathon together. So, and we right now pretty much on 4 July, we plan to launch first navigational application for blind people. It's, I mean, first, like breakthrough, yes, because it will be breakthrough out of standard. How does they treat people with low vision, and this we try to break standard, which was very much forcefully set up for people without to ask them what they really want. So this guy with whom we work, he's blind by himself, and we pretty much do this from the first hand. We know how to do it now. So, and localization, it's a breakthrough for many people, for many women, sorry to say, who is not really super technical but still want to be valuable. And at this point, we're in the best spot ever in Silicon Valley, because here is any language is valuable. So we do have agency like Moravia and Velocalize, who is always seeking for over 200 languages. So luckily, if you know the trick and you can testify that you know how to do localization, it's an easy job. So easy start for 30-35 bucks an hour. Is it too much? Not too much. I mean, from my perspective, it's like start level, but it's an easy hand to get job in entrance to Google or to Apple if somebody interested. So, all right. Ping. I will go next. Bing, bing, bing. List of must-have to survive the class. So we all will go through the Google Drive account. If you don't have Google email, you have time today and next week to get it. So again, I mentioned flash drive. It's one of the things that must. Otherwise, you will, I mean, if you don't have this in the class, things happened, you forgot, okay, fine, but just keep in mind, then you will need to ask your friend or your co-worker around so to share this presentation with you. Mobile phone is must, and I hope this nobody have Windows phone. Anybody Windows phone here? No, thanks God. So, okay, we will talk about this in the next couple of minutes. So, desired, your purpose to learn. So you need to know why you're in this class, not just because again you pay money. So, but you really want to jump and enter it in mobile world. So this, you need to get ready, get out of comfort zone. I already described this. So then we will rotate the groups, and sometimes I will ask you task. I have this in the past. So this, you know, like. Person did homework, brought me, it's like, I did it, I spent so much time. And it's go to the trash can. You must see her tears, like, I'm not a mean person, but it's happened to me. And only because I was going through and I was like, it's it, it's all what I said. So I survive. It was a special test. Sometimes they really mean. So this, you think it's not happened? Really? Okay, nobody really beat me in the face, but sometimes people get rough and mean, and also they don't know because it could be some clash of, I don't know, this very simple, I don't know, you know, culture or something. Then for them it's okay. For them it just was joke. For you it's like, oh my gosh, really? And you don't need to say anything, so you just need to survive. Again, come back to the example I gave you before, the lady who was fighting with me, half of the class. So just because we was going through this fight, we say you will have really hard job. So to find job, if you not come through this, you need to get over, you need to scream, so how you don't like this and that, here. So when you already go to the field, you just zip your mouth, smile and say, thank you very much, I'm ready for the next task. And she got a job, so right now she's team lead of some group in Verizon, and she got this in 1 year, so after class, and she sent me letters like, man, if just because of you, I don't care all this technical knowledge, but because you break my pride. So she always was considered like women rights, it's a pride, it's a human rights. It's like, shut up, so who care about all this? Yeah, and by the way, this, so one of the things in mobile, I do not try to scare you or plan to specifically curse, but hey, it's one of the major startup. Then, for example, I Adjust and Love. So my first startup was a bunch of kids, and it was mobile game company, and they just like, no, you look like old fart, but I hope you not. It's like, no, I'm not. It's like, okay, how you, that's about some cursing. It's like, so you think this fuck will scare me? It's like, super, cool, so you hired. And it was really this, in some point, you know, this, if you cannot swallow it, then people cursing around it, just spitted marshmallow on your hair, then it's not company, then you really need to go. You don't struggle with that, just go to another company. So I have very great CEO right now, the super cool guy. Every freaking meeting we have, he's like, guys, fucking awesome, blah, blah, blah. It starts the conversation. It every time happened. So first time it's like, okay, yeah, it's a cool organization. We bikers, yes, we need to stay cool, so all right, rock and roll. So, but you need to come over it. And if it's not yours, it's fine. It's okay. But you know, at some point when you get breakthrough this, it's like, man, HP again? Never again. This special uniform every day. Good morning, sir. So no. So this, I come to work in my shorts, so in my sandal, and I don't care. So I don't play to Steve Jobs. I just feel comfortable. I just feel myself. That's it. So I dressed today just for video. Hey, so what is my goal? This, you know, break through this. So I don't know. I'm not ready. I'm afraid. I need to learn. Like every time I hear this freaking story, I need to learn JavaScript. I need to learn Python, or maybe a little bit SQL. So then I'm ready. Oh, after that, it's a MongoDB, and so I have just wait a second. I have another list what I need to learn, and then I'm ready. You will never get ready. You don't need all this long list, we can say. So. Because every time it will be something that you don't know. You never will catch it. So it's just a mouse trap. So don't do this. You know, just It's all your confidence and motivation. You can come to interview and freaking say, sorry guys, I have no idea, but I'm really willing to do it, and I'm ready because I am motivated. I check your website, I love your idea. I know that I will be indicated for your project. And what is normal manager thinking if they choose some person who is just like, oh, here's my list of suggestions, I just read your website, I think you're not doing right this and this and that, or just person who say, I don't know anything, but I'm willing to learn, I'm ready to start, and I really love your idea, so the same with you guys. Answer is obvious. I don't care about all this technical tra-la-la-la-la that person tell me, and actually most of it was the truth, but hey, it was poking my eyes because I already know that we have this problem. So, but another person who is motivated and willing to work with me, I choose this person, that's it. So, and we need to get this special feeling and boost up in each of you, then you're all ready. You're ready, and you will be ready. That if you go in and follow directions, if you somehow just try to manage your human rights and pride at some point, so, and you know how to keep a balance and be quiet at some point and just do your job. So you will be granted after this class just to get job really immediately. So, and attitude like I have in the past, not from everybody, but at some people, so to take everything for granted because I get paid, so come on, teach me. It's like, so, you're not on the list, sorry. I cannot teach person who is just like, come on. So what is today? Nothing for you, freaking asshole. Nothing. Go. So it's it. I mean, we interact with each other. We're all human beings, and I'm happy. Then I don't need to make a special face. So I will tell you the truth, what's going on, and be ready to face outcomes in case you not be manageable. I have super cool case. Took ladies from Portnov School, brought to Scali. So, keyword, she know what she was doing? Yes. But she was playing game with me? No. I was asking her very clearly, hey, I took her as a contractor. So I understand you show me like one time proved and you can write a bug very well. Cool, it's fine. All of what I need to every day submit to my manager what contractor is here for. So right now, project can go in wave. It could be very busy time, it could be very slow time. I need to testify to my manager, then he can testify for everybody else why you're here. So all what I need you to do, just at the end of the day, I will not control you all day because I trust you. So just send me email what you have done, how many bugs is opened, and things like that. Okay? Okay. Agree. 3 days later, like nothing happens, like, okay, maybe she takes your time, maybe she still learn the product, blah, blah, blah. So are you doing okay? Yes, I'm doing okay. Are you doing right? Yes, I'm doing right. 3 days later, some people come to me, it's like, who is this name? It's like, so what? It is our contractor. I have 8 bucks here, I don't know what to do. It's like, 8 bucks, cool. Okay, I come to her again, it's like, girl, I think it was very clear. So that you just submit me every day, so what you have done. I asked you 3 days in a row, are you okay? Is everything okay? You told me, yes, it's okay, because you're independently doing your job right. How I freaking know? So how does my manager know? So I just talked to her one more day, and at the same day, she never submitted me anything at the evening, and the next day I found and she opened another 3 bucks. And the next day, I tell her, I'm sorry, but thank you very much for your hard work. You're not working here anymore. Can I say no? Yes, I can. I try to be nice, but at some point, if after a couple very nice conversation, people don't understand, it means they're not manageable. And why we should stress about these people? Market is full of other people who will be manageable. Keep this in mind. So, all right, move on. So, mobile ecosystem. Today we do a simple way, believe it or not. I don't know, some of the stuff may be boring and you already come through, fine. If you tell me then you already know, I'm just happy to skip it because we have a lot of things ahead. We come like from different point of view on mobile ecosystem when we come closer to specific of mobile testing, because it's much more. Right now, I just want to assure myself, then we don't need to go through the ABC. So let's go through the ABC soon, and fast as possible. Okay, so tell me what you know about operators. Anybody? Who's operators?
An operator is a person who operates.
No, so this in mobile ecosystem. So who could be operators? You're thinking.
Users,
No. So another side.
testers, or
Nope.
Windows developers.
Nope. Okay, if I say not operators but providers, who are providers? Okay, cool. So we're clear with that. Operators and provider, it is the same things. They on the bottom. So why is it on the bottom? Because these dudes is literally create all this infrastructure of all networks, all these old cables, so and all these towers and transmitter and blah blah blah. All this hard stuff, then need network and internet is possible. So and they keep us really on a tight place at some point because we still depend on them. And that's why this, yes, we hate them, but so we still rely on them. So this because they provide us reliable connection, network connection. So is it common question in interview? Yes. At some point you just need to know because they say, so who was your providers? It's like, oh, we work with Verizon and AT&T. It's 4 major companies. So, and I pull this data from 2016. I always try to update. So my latest data may be 2015, and I hate this because it's already old one, but so I don't find anything new. So, all right. Next, network. What do you know about networks? Anything, just who can tell me anything about networks? What networks you know? Why networks is important for testing? So why we care about network at all?
Because it connects to endpoints
We can exchange data. We just
process of exchanging or communication.
Okay, this like in related to mobile testing, so why we really care about network. Do you know then one of the question in interview is they say, hey guys, if you have 2 hours, how you will test this all? So you say, hey, as usual with fun. It's like, what? Fun. Functionality, UI, and network. So it's 3 things then how you test if you never have time, never have documentation, resources, and whatever. So, okay, let's move through the network a little bit closer. One of the major part, and you know, we deal specifically if we're talking about mobile testing or wearable, any wearable device, then it's a different kind of mobile protocol stack testing. So, and it's kind of not really directly manual things, maybe at the point of interruption test cases, so you will still do this manually, but good news is, do you really need to do scripting by yourself? No, more likely you will get this from developers, and they will provide instruction, what button, so you need to push, or what really like basic Unix, Linux command you need to enter, so in terminal, maybe just very simple like that, so command line, and to proceed to initiate some script who will do this testing for you. Or some company who have money, they may have some specific software. So this, oh, I hear it's John. He have motorbike and very loud one. So, so to proceed with the mobile protocol stack. And I think I have slide for it as well. We also, you know, this have a lot of special features, so the core feature, this app and device feature, then will be combined so with Wi-Fi testing or cellular data or Bluetooth. So it's a part of the testing. LBS, local based services, it's another big part of mobile testing, then it's always involved. And performance relay.
What does local based services testing mean? We'll talk
it's on the top of the chain. It's right there. So maybe in 2 hours we will come there. Not yet. And we also have all this integrated app and services behavior. It depends on network. And actually this in the phones we go this for Android it's easy. It's always available for the public developer option. For iPhone it's tricky way, but we can activate developer option. So in both variation you can go and set up special network connection simulations, so like 3G or low bandwidth or very bad network connection or something. So the simple example of testing always present, it's airplane mode. Boom, network as well. So all right, here's the network stack protocol. Do we really will go through this? No, I will sleep really on these things. And do ask me this, really I know these things? Thanks God, no. I know the principles, so then we have multiple layers, and it will be specified for each project where we are right now. And again, when moment of truth comes, do you really need to memorize this? Oh no. But you must be aware that, oh yeah, network stack protocol. I remember that this was multiple layers, and it's a bunch of protocol on each layer. So the keyword, you understand the principle, and you understand where to go to search deeper for this information. Otherwise you will overload it and hit it, and so you will not remember anything, and it's not necessary because you will forget if you not use this every day. But generally understand, then yes, it's go in layers, and so that we have different protocols sit on each layers and somehow correlated. Yes, it's true. So and I'm happy then to tell you then handover and handoff, you know, this it's not really common, testing in each mobile project, but everything related, we do have like relationship with Quantenna through the school or some semiconductor companies, so they always looking for QA because it's hard to find QA. It's a kind of boring area. So is it well paid? 80,000 a year, so secure paycheck, but so it's pretty much all what you see. It's a very less UI. It's just a simple graph and noise, beep beep beep, like this. So but it's one of the things then we still can work on it. Yeah. So again, most of my slides, it's not like overload you, but accumulate all information then you may need at some point. And you know, just when you see and hear abbreviations like, my gosh, I have no idea what they're talking about, so it will be point to start to digging deep. So yes, as a network concept, you know, then we have so basic networks. It's still two basic networks around the globe. Is GSM and CDMA. Ta-da! Mr. John White. So please applause and love him forever. So he's straight from work. So again, this what you need in general to understand how to differentiate CDMA and so GSM things. It's very simple. You must remember. So then it's a speed-wise related. Then CDMA is always a little bit faster than GSM. You know, then general carrier of CDMA, it's Verizon and Sprint in the United States. So, and pretty much this the main also difference between CDMA and GSM. Then GSM have a SIM card, so then you can use this over the sea and just, I don't know, bring with you to vacation. So. We started like this old communication, it was satellite. Again, you will have access to this lecture to read this for, and again, do I really expect you to then read each slide? Okay, some crazy people will do. Go ahead, so that's fine. It's fine with me, but again, I look for this lecture and from all the slides as more as a referral than if you just like starting looking for job and get some requirements. It's like, my gosh, what is all this abbreviation? So wait a second, where's my slide? So network, okay. Oh, okay, so this, I have some start point where I can start looking for keyword in internet to find out more. So it's what the major goal of all this is. So, so to say, you know this, then we, oh, how I'm jumping through all this, okay. With the history of all these network things and how it was developed, so we have type of cell modems, and again, I hope that you guys already knowledgeable enough to know about, so this, then each of your phone could be hotspot at some point, yeah, this, and you know that's what tethering is. If not, then all right, it's, so what is this slide for? Then you can just get this. Oh, it's my favorite picture. So I not updated this 3 years, it's still there. So you know, I think it was really breakthrough this between 3 and 4G, so how this thing speed up. And the nature of background, how it works, so this how the waves, different waves they use, is it really important? At some point, if you really go like special company, so like work with, I don't know, network special things, so semiconductor related to network or whatever, so antenna things I mentioned before. But what is important, this very bland table, because in interviews they really can ask you, so this then you do network testing? It's like, yeah. So what kind of network you guys take so for testing? This one small table tell you everything. So do you really need to memorize all of this name? God as well. So, but hey, keep in mind, you know, this abbreviation very simple, like we start with H and end it with LTE or Vmax. Yes. So, and they say, what is the difference? Here's the difference, you notice, between download and upload, so how fast it could go. The fastest right now can go on mobile device, 1 gigabit. It's a freaking scare, because it's a and one movie, so which is normally like what, 4 gig, can be downloaded in 3-4 minutes on mobile device. Yeah, so it's a technology, that's what I like. So okay, we move to manufacture. So what we know about manufacture, guys? Mobile manufacture, anything, what we know? Apple and what else?
Apple, Google, Motorola,
Google as a manufacturer? Google as a manufacturer?
They sell phone, don't they?
So Google cell phone, what kind of phone they sell? Give me any Google phone names. Nexus. Who make Nexus? Huawei make a Nexus. Is it Google? No. So Motorola, it was one time Google things. In 2011 they sell this to Lenovo, which is like resell to IBM back to Lenovo. Is it really Google? No. Is it Google manufacture mobile phone? No. It's a search engine in the beginning. They try to stay cool at this point. So, but what we need to understand is, again, it's how you understand these things. You know, it's not just Android and Apple or iOS. It's not equal at some point, yeah? 2016, yes, it's really, it was breakthrough for me too, because since my last slide was 2013, it's like, my gosh, who is these names? Okay, I know Huawei because I have personal friends there. It was like, Xiaomi, oh my gosh, Oppo, so ZTE, and it's a bunch of Chinese guys, super cool guys who is just like boost up, so pop up really. So I mean, they was in the background doing some phones or fancy gadgets since 2010, and now they look at that and the top 10 in the worldwide. So sell millions of devices, and we cannot really escape from them. So Lenovo, this breakthrough because they bought Motorola. So this Huawei I just mentioned to you. So besides them, they work with Windows Phone. It's like last point. So last manufacturer who is still working with Windows phones. So they also took over Nexus, yeah. So LG, okay, they're still on the market. So all these guys, it's a class 5, it's all so Chinese dudes. So Vivo actually also make breakthrough to India market. So they introduced like new super cheap phone, like $35 something. So, but equally, yeah, this Vivo is also work with Firefox OS. We will talk about this in a couple minutes. Okay, so why we really care, why people care about manufacture, and why through the interview you will get this question about, so what kind of phone, what manufacturer you're dealing with, tra la 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 la. Because depends on manufacturer, so it will affect your operating system, hardware and firmware. It will also assign to mobile platform and special use of mobile browsers. So it will also this, you know, relay, as I brought you Lenovo and Huawei things, what kind of devices is related to these companies, and why it's important, how they really see the way of technology, how they implement this technology, like schedule-wise. Yes, everybody knows this what to expect from Apple. So in June, it will be breakthrough, this what's coming in September. In September, boom, it's come new phone. So Android, it's always like a special story. Keyword is a fragmentation. So many makers we have, each maker is a half special. So to do something their own things. So how they will update devices, what kind of devices will be updated to new Android operating system or not. Best example, Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge. Man, it's the newest phone on the market. But they just decide to finally update to Marshmallow, like what? In June. And before it was still, what was coming before Marshmallow? Huh? Lollipop, yeah. 5.11, so it was for a long time ago, and it's the newest device. So you know this HTC is also very exclusively all the time specify each phone, so this will be updated or not, and it's always pain on some things. Yes, sir.
I have a question. When it comes to Android,
Yeah.
what keeps, so Nexus, let's say, will have Marshmallow before Samsung, but they both run on Android. What's the lag for? Why?
Because Nexus, as we mentioned before, it's come from Huawei manufacturer. They decide on their own schedule how they will build their devices, what devices they will build, what future technologies they will use, and what operating systems they will adopt and will be upgraded or not. Each of these manufacturers, because it's an open source, it's a free will, so they have their own policy and procedure how they will do things. All these things, only one thing's common above this, among all this Android manufacturer, so they use Android operating system, that's it. And some of them use components of Android operating system, not all. Because why the Android is #1 around the world? Because they use, so this you don't need to use like in full really operating system. You can use some special stack or Android some point API. Oh, you already consider Android. Ta-da! You use our stuff. It's labeled and it's somehow powered by Google or wherever. So boom, you Android. So yeah, we done with that. So we move to devices. Tell me about devices. Come on, tell me. So, what do you know about devices?
Tablet.
Okay, so tablet, phone. So, what kind of mobile devices else you know? So far, I have only two: tablet and phone. What else?
Watch.
Watch. Okay. Come on. Give me more.
Google Glass.
The phone.
So, wearable. Number 4. iPod. No, okay. So yeah, okay. So some whatever. We still have some
Fitbit kind of a thing, no?
It's wearable. All right. Ta-da. Oh, wait a second. How ta-da when it must be more? It's right here. We just skip it. So we took mobile phone, tablet, and wearable. It's on the top. Carpooter. Who knows about carpooter? What? I just bought new Honda. Guys, I love my car so bad. Hey. It's a carpooter inside. I have 7-inch display. I have a lot of stuff is going on UI. So I can also see some video at some point, listen music, see this fancy way in something like that. So carpooter is come more and more. You know this about keyword infotainment. Anybody heard about infotainment?
Yeah.
It's in the car. So this Toyota have like since 2010 they try to put some transparent, so augmented reality information on the windshield, on the side. So provide you like special computing for passenger to see movie, make a photo, so and things like that. We will talk about this later when we come to new technology, what is a fancy on the market. So then you're like, oh my gosh, yes, I want it, and I don't know when I will do it, but so this I already want to be in. It's what me was like a really happy puppy 5 years ago. So digital camera, it's still considered mobile device. Robots, it's another stuff. If you get lucky and get to Google, again, do I really was involved in any robotic product? No, but as a Googler, you can see it all the time. So on the campus, so and can hear rumor of all this robotic stuff, and it's a lot of robots coming our life as wearable devices as well. So this, all these computerized and smart home things, what it is, somebody need to test it. Oh yeah, I just have this today on Facebook. Who was it? Whirlpool. So they just create smart stove. So then you just like pull recipe from the stove, so you just activate this with your finger, touch screen. So but hey, so that somebody need to really test on these things too. And it's all local. LG, so they're doing a lot of stuff like this, so touch screen devices. GE, which is like really in Pleasanton, so it's a big campus. So they just like grow crazy so for the last couple of years and hire constantly people because they create these new smart devices. So Project Area, my gosh. I want to be fancy, and I forgot what it is. Haha. So Google it. So really, this I don't remember at this point. Yes.
They are called mobile devices because they are portable, or they got.
Because yeah, they not just portables. So they use operating system differently, not like you do this with desktop. So that you have connection. Mobile way, just through the BT on BLE, just use different protocols. You use different APIs. It's why it's all will consider mobile. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah. So, what it depends on mobile devices is why we just go through this. Like, who cares? Form factor. So, do you know form factor for iPhone? What is form factor for iPhone?
6 inches.
No, I don't need the size, but so what you will consider form factor for iPhone? Give me 3 phones will be considered form factor for iPhone.
What is
No, okay. Guys, form factor is nothing behind. It's really like form factor. So we have iPhone 5 or 5S, it's a small one. Yeah. iPhone 6 or 6 Plus, it's really like, okay, it's the same one. And 6 Plus or 6S Plus, it's a third size.
Yeah.
So depends on this form factor, our application will look differently. Yes, it's why we have this responsive design, and you should know by the end of this 10 weeks class. So again, depends on for mobile devices, you know, they have some different hardware and software. They have different feature and options. So again, as I mentioned, responsive design. And because of that, it's why we have target and testing planning. Everywhere you come, you will hear this special list of devices. You know, this it will be always at some point. I love this. I have some friends in the company, and they have just listed in a website at all, like, hey, our device, wearable device is compatible. And here just list of devices, so that then you know, then outside these devices, we're not working yet. So, but you know, every time you start the project, they always will ask you, and you will be invited as a newbies, what you think the good devices, blah, blah, blah. So what devices we should buy for testing, or just borrow so for special services for testing. Okay. Where you go to bragging about devices, because it's the most one of important point for me, at least when I hear people to telling me about the project, I don't care about what is this project was about. So I care what you was doing this project and with what you was dealing in this project. Part of it, it's devices, yeah, coolest devices on the market. So the best website I know is usphonex.com. Why? Because they not just listed devices from today's. You can go pull back to 2015, 2014, based on your resume story when you start testing mobile devices. And I don't care about your personal story right now. So, but you can go back to see what devices was hot in 2014. In the same website, you also can compare 2-3 devices, because it's like next legitimate question of this, or before they ask you, you can tell them, so like, yeah, I was working with this and with that, but you know, I really loved that because of special feature tra-ta-ta. So it must be really story. Then you go to little bit details, not too much, don't overload me. Oh my gosh, this person is just freaking out about every phone. No, but I see then you understand, and you just make a special point, so why you love and prefer one device amongst the other. So how does it distribute market today? And this was the data from quarter 2 2016. So in US we still have so Apple is running the story, so Samsung is the next one, and LG and Motorola HTC, boom. So what does this table tell you? Like generic information, why to spend time of that? If you talk about like your newbies and you check your biography and check your resume, I don't want them any special fancy stuff looking, I don't know. So I understand that if you work in a project and you will work in our project, so then it will be more likely most common devices. Is the newest devices is the best for testing? Not really this, I mean, depends on the project always, but so people normally wait at least 1 month to see how this new device sell. Does it sell well? So then more people buy it. Aha, we have potential clients who buy this phone more than less. All right, so we buy this device for testing as well. So we do have, again, you look for difference. Is it really big breakthrough for me as a tester between Galaxy, Samsung S5, S6, and S7? Depends on the project, yes, always it's a right answer, but if our application have nothing to do with fancy photos things, do I really care that I have Samsung 5 or Samsung 7? No. So is it really like something new communication way of my device if I they enhance some hardware compatibility of something or connectivity of something? Yes, I will really take a closer look. What is the difference between Samsung 5, Samsung 6, Samsung 7 so phones? So here's another data. Again, we skip it because these names may not tell you anything today. It's just part of a shortcut. When you start prepare for interview, you need to pick up some phones, and you don't know because it's too many. So tablets. Tablets is still there. Man, I cannot read this, but I can read from there. No, it's too small. Anyway, this I hope this. Really, lucky you. So you and my team. When I forget my glasses, but anyway, this it's more likely. So technical characteristic is differ, but we still have Apple rules the world with Pro. We do have Samsung Galaxy tablet. So this here and. We still have maybe like numbers 5 and 6 MS Surface. It's like one of the good gadget from Windows coming out, and. So, this one is a part of interview. When you talk about your phone, it's more likely what they, do you really need to remember all, cover all? Remember most of it, how much you can. So, but if you follow this pattern, how you explain and talk about your phone, nobody ever asks you additional question and nobody ever catch you, are you wrong or not? So do you really use this phone ever or not? Do I teach you to cheat? At some point, yes. So why? I think that, true cheater will never come true. So, but if you work hard and you spend the time to create your story right well, this well framed, so it means then you have really amount of work to put down. So that it's not a cheating, it's a purposely to come through the door. So to prove a point, then I can and I will go far. So I appreciate these people. So it's why these small things, tips, I will not consider as a cheating at all. And if I prove you wrong this later, I always tell these people when I hire them, it's like, okay, he was very good at interview. We have one guy this 2 months ago. It's like he was very motivated, so very good at interview. You tell me the right answer, so but you was number 10 out of 15 who I interview. I understand that you already was just get right answer, so fine. So now just tell me the truth, what you don't know. And so we will just deal with that. So you already hired anyway. Let's move forward. So let me boost you up and give you additional information. Yes.
I have a question. For example, if I'm going to the interview with Google, is it okay if I will tell you the best lap of my Apple phone, for example?
Yeah, this it was always a rumor. Oh my gosh, never tell this at Google, then you like iPhones. Yeah. Things change. So, be honest, I don't think that I break NDA with that. So, okay, one thing is commercial, how they may fight with each other. Another thing is a real true life. So they have meeting every freaking weeks. So, and try to get together to standard. So we have pretty much in each project. So then I was working for Google Plus. So it's a core Google project, and we do have iOS. So engineer who was working this, specifically to adjust and make this app compatible to iPhones. The story change. It's like, so if you want to be in balance. So because it's not just what you say, but how you say things, yeah? So then say, from different personal, so this usability point, I've used to have this iPhone and I really love to. So, but when I compare it with my friends who have Samsung, sometimes it's like, why I don't have Samsung? But you brought something, this, yes, you say truth, and at the same time you just pat them on the back, so like, hey, you guys, not bad, okay, so I can work with you. So, you see, just again, keep it balanced. So be smart. You don't need to be really stubborn and say all the time truth, only truth. Bang, so we skip this. It's a bunch of tips, so how you explain and base on your resume, because everybody have individual things. So, but how the sound will be good and reasonable if you talk about devices in your story, about your mobile project. It's just one example. How many different? Oh, yeah. So that's another very simple question, but it's how they catch you. It's like very nice conversation, blah, 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 those are you nice guys. So tell me about your project. And if you don't tell them like story non-stop and just looking in the ceiling, so then they will ask you additional question. One of this additional question, all right, tell me, so how many devices you were guys using for testing? Super simple question, but two people lose the interview and don't get the job because they was just saying something cuckoo in the head. So here's a very simple table. What is the real situation of when you so do you really use 3 devices? Yes and no, because we consider it as you read these things, then for each version of OS, if also you have like iPhone 6, but it will be 9.3, 9.3.2, so then it's really considered as 2 devices already. Yeah. So because it's never just a model, it's always combination of operating system. It's why this, please, guys, listen to me. So it's a common mistake for newbies, and it's like a hard mistake. Never ever update testing devices. If somebody give you and it's like, oh, he's updated, check. Never, please, because it's most of the time irreversible. Yeah. So, and it's very hard to find still some iPhone with 8.3, really. So you will be killer. So people will not really tell you so much, but it will be like fat minus, like you the first who go out. I cannot stand you every time I remember my 8.3, every time I see your face. So please always ask, and not just QA who could be mini or busy or don't care or something. So really ask in written form. So this backup, I think this we will specify and stress out with John this later. So again and again, you need to become paper rat, and not because I'm like in micromanagement, oh come on, so give me also what you're doing every minute. No, but you need to back up yourself. Many times people will try to, how to say, not trick you. I don't know, it could be different situation. They could be also with good, meaning positive things, or could be some whatever, because they don't think about. So you will get a lot of verbal orders. And if you not back up yourself with email or something, text or whatever, so then as per our conversation recently, whatever, as per your verbal order, tralala, so we can go and create some short library of this special phrase, which is very common, but you must have this as your habit to cover yourself, because each time they will point a finger at you because you knew one. It's like, yeah, she did it. It's like, okay, here's email. So which was confirmed, then I was understood or the verbal order right way. So this, yes, my manager, team lead, or whatever senior person who I just like relate to for a while, tell me to do so. Bang, you back up. Nobody after this one case will ever try to trick you again, will ever try to make some special joke or whatever go around to get what they want and stay on the site. Is it happened on each company with each of you? No. But be ready, be aware of this, yes.
So when you were talking about testing with a new thing that just comes out, you like have some kind of a backup where you say, as per our discussion, I'm trying to test this so and so that if there is some backfire from that, I still have like they say, why did you test this?
You will have, so and this is other case, it's very simple. So as you start project, you will get devices. First things before you start testing anything, you will open your device, go to settings and check, so operating system, model, whatever, everything. You will also ask, so do we have a list of devices? Because it will be, again, I don't know any project where we do not have list of devices. It's just like really basic stuff. This is where the project start. Create list of devices and what devices we will test. So you go through the list of these devices and find your device which is match model and operating system. So if it's match, it's like, all right, this is your lane for testing, that's it. If some reason you have device, you get device which is not on the list, boom, then this is a move to ask, so really, are we testing on this combination as well, or I need to update? Just in the air, so no force. Just let you know, then we have device which is not on the list. So, but it will be, I don't know this case. Normally, devices is not like unlimited, so we always know what devices we have and what operating system we have, and that's why for everybody it's a holy thing. If you say then you work somewhere before, and if you work at any mobile project, you will know then it's a completely basic and it's a completely holy thing to never update devices without like really order and permission from above things. So. Okay, platform, operating system. So what we know about that? Okay, what else?
Firefox was, BlackBerry was.
Okay. Dying things, BlackBerry, so yeah, Windows is dying things. They finally give up on phones, yes! So, but they have another cool stuff, so they finally beat up anybody else. We will talk about this later. So, what else besides the name, simple name, What is platform for you? For many people, specifically who is like new, it's a very confusing term. Platform could be pretty much everything. So framework will be considered already platform. It's why this we have these days so many. Huh? Where is it? I have nice picture. Shoot, where is it? Maybe I'm not included in this one. All right. Okay. So, and why are we talking about platforms in mobile testing? Because we start with software. There's a lot of mobile feature is related. So we have like standard and pre-install software, GPS, multitasking, email, switch between apps, and it's all related on platforms. So network connection will also affect by platforms. So UI is usual. So device settings and what is available in settings, what is not. So like form factor, tablet or phone, and also depends on the platform. We also have like apps which submit and store this. So do we have some special requirement or development specification or user guides and number? Oh, what is going on here? Man, it's a good and bad things to have so many slides. Pink. Yeah, so I got this analogy a long time ago, and actually this I try to like again go fancy. It's like maybe I find something new one, and I still come to this one. So when we talk about platform, think about like broad terms. So then it's like Mac and Windows in general. If we talk about operating system, then it's like more to specify version of Windows and Mac. So it's only difference because at some point, yes, many people put equal signs between operating system and platform and frameworks for this matter. So here's another like submission of what kind of platform meaning people should have. Depends where you go, depends on what company, big or small or whatever, what they're doing. So it's okay, it's not dummy question. When they start talking about platform and you don't understand really what they try to tell you, so this asks, so this it tells them very simple. It's like, okay, what kind of definition for platform you have in your company, because it's have multiple definition. Then they will specify, oh, it's like framework, blah blah blah, we use for that and that. It's like, oh, okay, I don't understand anything, but at least it's another keyword framework, so then I can search later what is this. So it's some another clue. And
You're allowed to ask the.
oh yeah. So it's you know, again, I prefer than somebody ask me, and again, you must be prepared. You must always have in your pocket some special question. If you don't ask question, it means you don't care about project. If you don't ask question, it's mean to me then you never open website. You really don't know what's going on, and how you want to go with us if you freaking don't know what is going on. So if you don't ask question, because if you ask question, it's psychological science to me, then you're interested. Then you really want to know, then you want to understand how does it work, or so this how this to find your place. You already think as a part of team to find your place, so to fit in. It's why it's super important to always prepare a question. I don't know, I like pictures. I like to visualize things. And when we talk about platforms, yeah, this is like one of the things to present platforms. But each of this level could be layers of platforms when somebody talk to you about project. Because they also have like UI different platforms things. So it's why this, again, I repeat myself, it's very legitimate question. Depends on the company, this way you have interview to ask. So what do you mean by platform in this specific relation, so to your question? I always try to understand, you know, this main parts in interview. Do you should understand all details? Do you really need to be knowledgeable in everything that's what's going to in this specific project, or no? But conceptually understand how that things work. It's what is the most important. Then people wait from you, because they understand, then they will overload you and they will teach you all these details when they get hired you. So this, nobody expect you must have 100% understanding. So then number one day is the easiest day in your life, happiest day of your life. The main things, nothing happened because nothing is ready. Your computer is not ready, your password is not set up, your email is not there. So you just pretty much hanging around. It's like, hi, I'm a nice guy. Hi, I will work for you. And maybe also for a long time. It's all what you do in first day. So you socialize. So you smile. Day number two, you maybe finally get access. It was surprise, you know, Google, like, wow, it's a great organization. So this, I don't know what happened. So I get my laptop in the day number one, the first one. So it was Linux. It's like, oh, come on, why? So why me? So me and Linux, it's like completely not compatible things. It's like, you're lucky that you got something in day number one. It's like, really? It's like, what you get rest? It's like, oh, within a week or maybe like 2. Yeah, I get like at the end, within 3 weeks, 10 devices, like 4 laptops and all different phones and tabs. But so everybody every time is like, wow, you got this so fast. It's like, really? It's already a week. It's like, and you think it's too fast? So think about how your entertainment will look helpful for the first week. So that's what you need to do, okay? Ask for documentation, and so ask people how these things work, how these things look, what is really based on, so that's to get conceptual understanding of things. So if you get lucky, you may get also some special training session, maybe not one, but several one. So, but no matter what operating system you have, it's all looks the same. That you will have some core library which is contain 3 layers. So that actually 4, yeah. So this business, service, data access, and data layer, and on top of that, it will be always some kind of, so this middle API level, so app layer and user interface, which is always will be differ so among operating system.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So across the all the different iPhone, Android, the core library, is it same or?
No, it will be not the same, but so each system, right, they don't want to separate because the base is always the same. So they will have, and we go right now, this how the platform differ, not just from point of view of open and proprietary, like closed platform, but if we go to compare iOS and Android, so they have different library, naturally they have different languages, naturally, yeah. So, but the main conceptual schema is always the same. So they have core library level where there's all this data store or data retrieve. So that they have business layer, which is API level. So this, and it's called business layer, and some like short and generic version, it will be like global services things, weather, location. So that's then you will put from business layers. It's not just look like one straight layer. It will be multiple databases where you send request and retrieve information back. So type of mobile platform is also important to understand, because we have license and it's still on the market, believe it or not. Who know all this names? Jimmy, Brew, and Limo? No, but do you work with them? Oh yeah. So specifically, like who have AT&T provider? Anybody? So then you work with Brew, because all AT&T firmware is written on the Brew. I mean, it's good to know if you go to work for some provider, because we have a lot of company. So yeah, they will stress out these things, but if you go to work for Google, they really care? No. So then forget this information. So sort this information, is it really important for you at this point or not? So today it's just generic things, introductory. So we still have proprietary forms, so like BB is almost die, so but 1.5% is still on the market. So Windows Phone, they said, I think it's a last phone, so they try to wake up, and so this with Huawei, and I think this will disconnect in 2017. So they give up on phones program at all. So this the last thing then they have with Huawei, it was Windows 10, but they still not dead. So they pretty much decide, all right, why fighting for the cake which is already got in pieces long time ago and we're late? If we go to something new, and new it's now VR area, and I encourage you to look for HoloLens project to get excited to move to Washington. So unfortunately Windows don't do this here, so, but it's a breakthrough. It's one of the coolest project right now with Windows 10 on the market. So okay, this additional stuff we will not waste time, so that you will read this later. Boom. Mobile app developer platform. All right, I assume you know all this four. So you see HTML5, so this is also considered platform these days. But all these guys, it's hard to see right now. So, but this is framework platform, which is if you go somewhere and you see anything in requirements related to API testing or something related. So if you see these keywords like Adobe Air or Sencha Touch, so this PhoneGap, which was some software test application, and now it's a framework, so platform, then you know immediately then this is job about not black box testing, it's a gray box testing, and it's related heavily to API testing. So you know just by reading requirements and see this keyword, so it's what this slide is here for. So you will get understanding it's a really your level, or because I just amaze people who apply for engineering test or that position or release engineer. Oh, I know everything about release, really? Oh, like I have girl in HP. I still remember this. I try very hard to not crying and laughing, because so do you know any language? Oh yeah, I know Java. Really, Java? And you just like junior QA here, simple QA? Yeah. So, okay, 2 weeks later, somebody just in conversation, and we talk again, and it's like, yeah, she know Java. It's like, she know Java, really? I was like, so, and start with her like professional conversation about Java, and she's like, yeah, I know Java. Script. It's like, oh, JavaScript. Okay, got it. But it was just, I cannot say. And this person was promote herself to be team lead of automation. It's like, whew, okay. I mean, at some point, it's not funny anymore, really. So to not get in situation when you really destroy everything that you already built good in this company. So search, what is this position for? Do you really ready for position like this? It's enough position which is like entry level or like, you know, we can say 1-2 years experience. Okay, I've been time. Okay, so most popular platform is Android, and we talk about this why. So we still have poor BB10 somewhere in this 1%, and Windows is hanging just because, so they still running some Nokia devices, so Lumia things, but it's less and less. So everybody calls this kids phone, and actually kids is also get smart, and it's like, why Windows if I want to have iPhone? So, yeah. This is very important. I try to stress out this because it's a part of your talking about system or everybody. I mean, it was very standard question to many enterprise company. When you come to enterprise, so they have like list of standard question for interview, and they ask, so what do you know about Android operating system, or compare Android operating system and so Apple or iOS. Boom. If you somehow follow this path, I don't say this memorize everything, but if half of it will be somehow covered in your story, so you prove a point and you know what you're talking about. And it's actually easy to remember because, yes, source. So what is the source of Android? Android source. Anybody? One word. Open source, yeah. Super. Platform. What is this platform? Guys, it's a tricky question. It's Android platform. I tell you, it's Android platform. So core language. So what is the core language? Java. Good. So OS architecture. Anything special about OS architecture for Android? What is it special for? How I know this? Just if you give me some throwaway, some whatever architecture schema, it's like, is it Android? Just by one quick look, I will tell you it's Android or not, and I have no clue what it is. So, how you know? Delvig, yay, good job. So, because you're always looking in all these special boxes. Do I have it? Yes, maybe I have. Next slide. So, we have, how does it differ from iOS? Because you have Linux kernel, and so iOS have, what is this word? Bank. Get out of my mind. We come to that and I will see this word. Da.
So, sorry,
yes.
How you said as soon as you see it, you know it. So
yeah, because I mean, this, I don't think that I have the slides because it was very boring. But you know, sometimes, yeah, it was so old boring slide where I have like really, so this, you know, very heavy construction, so of architecture of something framework which use Android as a core. And they asked me like, so did you see, is it Android or it's something else? And one of the small boxes will show then it's a core libraries and Delvig virtual machine. I was like, oh yeah, it's Android. It's like, how you know? It's like, yeah, because here's a Delvig virtual machine. And actually it's a tricky part because in the new way, in the new days, so because Google and so cannot really just use Sun anymore and use really straight Java. So then all this Delvig virtual machine is now still present, but now they create Google Java language. Yeah, so to not pay license. It's all about money things. So it's still there, but they call this little bit differently nowadays. And I try to find exactly they change official name or not. And I don't found anything. It's like, okay, I better just leave it all the way than confuse you with something else. So, but again, let's come back to these things. Version history. Tell me about fun version history of Android. Anybody? How easy to remember all freaking version that they have? Huh? Alphabetically. Ta-da! Just start with A. A1 Android, so it was just last 2 months. B, what was B? Beep, 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 beep. Banana split. A, B, C, C. C, C? What is C? Cupcake. A, B, C, D, D. What was D? Donuts. By the way, do you really need to remember A, B, C? Forget it, because the latest things on the market right now is the donuts, 1.5. So forget A, B, C, so start with D. And it's actually, I have slide for that, I think. Yes. So update it. And it's right now this, so why I put the date? Guys, again, in my history, previous life, 3 people last interview just for this freaking things. Because they was talking everything about freaking, I don't know, ice cream sandwich, and they was talking how they was tested it in 2010. Really? Oh, okay. How many kids you have? Really? It's right now in Russia. It's a very cold weather. Yeah, I understand. So it was nice to meet you. We will call you now again. So boom. I will tell you then you messed up? No, but it's why this thing is important. If you lie, lie really wisely, okay? Because this is very easy to catch. The same things over and over. Check your resume. I know that Demisha will go crazy right now, but so he always freaking specify Windows Mobile, which was discontinued in 2010 in your resume. If I'm person who worked with mobile devices and seen your resume then you was working in 2010, with some altered phone which is discontinued in 2010, and you tell me then you work with that in 2015. What kind of company work with these phones in 2015? For what God's sake? So, all other things then you write are already questionable.
Yeah.
If I will consider you to invite for interview, I will really ask you specific question for versioning and everything to catch you more. And if you messed up one more time, so your history, I will not consider you at all. So you lie for everything. So it's details, very, very important. It's why you have the slide here. So what is the most popular? Believe it or not, still lollipop, because we're talking about around the world and around this special fragmentation factor come back to manufacture, yeah? So marshmallows right now, October 2015. So if you want to, have reviewed and scan QR code. And browsers, it's another point. So back in 2014, it was a really tricky question again. This one very good friend of mine last interview with good company because of this Google Chrome. It was the same mistake. It was just came in, so in June 2012, and she was really so in detail, expressively, so explain how she working with this and test on a Chrome browser in 2011. Boom. So, yeah. So it's most common. It was story with Firefox as well. This, as you know, in 2015, so they was like completely break with Google, with iPhone. So you cannot really download any browser, so Firefox browser on any mobile device, because they was going with Firefox OS. So they was really doing high promotion, but it was not successful in US. World around, yes. So it's 3 countries where this succeed. It's in Latin America, it's Argentina, Brazil, and Poland in Europe. So they win market there, but after that it's just stuck. So they still try to go with very fancy stuff, and I don't say that it's a bad stuff, but it's very high, compete with Android devices and iOS devices. So the same things we go now through iOS. You already got, we will not, I mean the path is the same. I want to tell you this about upgrades and updates. So if you talk about iOS, so what you will say about upgrades and updates? What?
The 9.2.
No, but what?
The reverse. You can.
It's very
So the keyword is it's a very predictable. So we know then once a year we will get major upgrade, so like operating system. Yes, it will be like 9.2, 9.3, maybe 9.4 before it's iOS 10 coming, but so the main number is once a year. On Android, for the same point, so what you can tell the story? Keyword is a mess and a half, yeah? And you can say it. It's like, yes, it's a mess and a half because fragmentation, because of each manufacturer have their own schedule. If each manufacturer have their own plan what devices will be upgraded or not. Da-da-da-da-da. So makers, you remember it's easy stuff for iOS, but you need to bragging about so for Android. It's something, is it really technical something? No, but it's a show that you really love mobile devices, care about this, gain information and knowledge, yes. So be smart again. If you cannot beat with some technical stuff, go with your passion and knowledge of, this things and conceptual. Show them you conceptually understand what's going on. So carriers, who is major carriers of iOS? Do I have the slide? Somewhere I have. Maybe not. So, is it some really this heavy point that we really need to know? But it's one of information, if you remember this, you can tell. So live battery, it's obvious stuff. So this, because logic source is closed, proprietary, so hardware, firmware, software under one roof, under one license, so they're very high compatible. Live battery is very good, no matter what, yeah? So if we compare with Android, depends. So because they can use completely different components of hardware and firmware and software, and so it's like very hard to see very good device. They always have some good side. So whether if it's good live battery, then it's get hot at some point, or some specific feature is like, so sucks. And we need to understand this, where it's come from. So open source has their own bad things. So just more specific about what we was talking. If we talk about operating system, so what is the special, yeah? At point of QA, at level we talk today, the keyword and what you need to look and when you look for job description, it's a Coco Touch. If it's Coco Touch, oh my gosh, so think twice to enter to this position. Again, it's pretty much will go straight to API or white box testing. So yes, it's kind of UI level, so the top interface level, but because of this special, so services then so implemented in Coco Touch, so developer afraid of this because it's a most complicated layer ever. So because like core services, it's easy. Okay, history is very simple things. Got again, why I leave only these things? History of iOS start way before that, so in 2008. But what is actual devices on the market, so, I mean operating system, all other operating system is not supported, it's discontinued. You need to be aware of this. Also, if you find some old device, then somebody have so iOS 7, you need to just manager let know then, so it's officially discontinued. Here's a please Apple website, so they not support iOS 7 anymore. Yeah, you want to, I don't know this really this where and what country these people still use iOS 7. So yes, it's a history, good history, but so it's what this reality is. Okay, and browsers. Safari and Chrome is like choice number one. Interesting onion bar, so this I will check this. It's a lot of like special sliding interface feature. So Opera Mini, it's you will consider this for your project. Ever test if your project oriented on North Europe? So like all this Sweden, Finland, blah, blah, blah. So yes, they heavily use Operas, maybe like North Russia and Baltic Sea things, but here in United States, people already forgot what Opera is, so it's true. And Firefox take a place again, so this to get back. So, but it's happened in January 2016. For half years, it was like kind of try to get on the market, so separately, independently, and was going to make agreement between so the three Amazon, Android, and Apple. So we pretty much, this again, if you have hard time and I talk too much and too fast, so then here this your breakthrough, then you can go and consolidate all of this in one table, so how you compare both of this platform. So, but I'm more interested to talk about additional operating system than you may consider. And yes, we still have Windows Phone, so it depends. For example, we have a lot of could be wearable devices, or could be some whatever mobile application really rely heavily on kids. So this pretty much kid world, So they still used to have Windows, some interactive application, learning, teaching experience. So they still use Windows 10 and Windows 8.1. So that's why I leave little bit information about Windows Phone. Unfortunately, so RIMBB, it was like very big deal. And 2013 they tried to break through, so they pretty much rewrite, so this Queenix, so Unix like new core platforms to boost up, to make this more sufficient. So this because the deal was how this monster, so this coloss of giants, so this come and go. Back in 2010, it was almost compete, so this and was like a major competitor of Apple's phones, and it was 2 million devices distributed among enterprises, co-workers. So a lot of company was distribute this for co-worker, and everybody loves this hard key, so this and all this special interface. But life is go forward, and they just cannot compete. So it's why pretty much one more year and this information will be not more useful at all. So yeah, really, maybe less. Tizen, nobody really know about this giant. So in United States, it's never been any really good place in the United States market, but back in Asia, whoa. So it's like really huge things, because actually it's a very good company who you see consolidate together. So this Intel itself, Nokia, Linux Foundation, and so this Linux Mobile and Samsung Beta. So it's a big names who was all consolidate under one name, Tizen. And Tizen was one company who create first waterproof phones. They was doing a lot of different fancy stuff, but so it's still very good in Asia market. I think like a fifth company, so makers in the Asia market, but don't make any chance to win here. So I found this very interesting video, very simple. It's like 3 minutes, which explain you in very simple words what is a Linux and how it's working. So what is the difference between Linux and Unix? It's what pop up. I forgot this before. So and actually, it's like I don't say adopted child. Linux is like hard to describe. All right, Unix, it was military language created in 1969, so it was very close license language which was used for scientific and military use. The crazy guys, this Mr. Linux, to come to ideas like, why don't bring this to everybody, make this open source, like all military secrets, some hippie whatever move was there. So he pretty much simplified this Unix and brought this to the public. It got super popular. So they not compete, they like pretend like if it's a good smile, then they together and moving forward. So if you look syntaxes, it's like really not too big difference. He just copy and little bit simplify syntaxes, that's it. So but why we talking about this Linux and Unix things? Because Linux, it's a primary things for Android, and Unix is a primary things as a kernel, so this as a base for Apple. It's why we consider this important information. And Firefox, yeah, it was a very conspiracy game go for long. So it was like boot to Gecko, Telefonica and Vivo, so just take this in Brazil. So try to boost up these new things and compete. Was hoping to overload. It was special articles. I remember in 2013, it was kind of like special medias, like, oh my gosh, the cheap phone for $45 will overload American market. Apple will be history in a couple of months. once because you can get so good all the feature that Android and iOS have, so you can get with a good looking and cheap phone. Yeah, maybe, so, but it's still not happened, so 3 years later. So, but yeah, they're still working, and the smart move, and you see Firefox OS, they go with a company who is thinking and to look for new way to reducing. So it's why this manufacturer for Firefox, it's not Amazon, it's just Alcatel, LG, ZTE, and Huawei. And they do have a Firefox native phone as well. So if you just scan, then you will see the special site of all available Firefox OS phones on the market. So, what is this? Good things again, this as you prepared for interview, it's just like consolidation all in once. So what is a worldwide mobile platform, and what is, this they have common or different. You don't need to memorize this, yes, you will get your, it's a one shortcut for preparation for interview. So, we're moving to application framework. Okay.
Could we get a break?
Oh, you have 15 minutes. Sometimes, we need to go through this. So, don't worry, this I'm not robot. So, framework, it's out today introductory level. I don't want to confuse you with all technical details. So I want to set up in your mind, and for you it will be just bunch of libraries. So this way you like pull request and you will get some answer. So, and it's all go through the server. And this it will be different features. Think about this again. Try to think practical way. One of Amazon. So this you shopping for something, you do search request, boom, you got some pages. So to open this page, each time this you're doing a search, to pull back search result, then it will go through some special libraries, so which is based on some framework. All right, to retrieve this information back, and you got another just result you want to go, so click on other links, it will direct you to the page of the special product where you can pull special size or special colors or whatever. Each time you do request, which is go to another library, it's not mean then everything related to this special product, so this should be in one database in one library. Or this other case, okay, you decide, so then you want specific product, but again, it will be another request sent on location you base. So because where the distributor center closest to you, boom, it could be another library, then they pull information out. So
they're all connected based on something, right?
Yeah, they use different APIs. So this they use application programming interface. So, but simplify again. Everybody know Lego. So framework, it's pretty much so play Lego things. You have some specific, so for each framework, specific blocks of services or whatever, how the things connect with each other, how the things come together. So, and in what ways they use network or different protocols, and all what so this guys developers doing. So they don't want to really concentrate as prescribe or whatever, describe every time each of these paths and how the things should work. So it's why when they have framework, then framework kind of like do semi-automated way for them. So then they could be more creative of developing new features. So this instead of doing this over and over, very simple and boring work. So it's just for more help for developers, this framework. It's how I see this. And yeah, here's a good example. So then Windows, I don't know if you really want to concentrate, but all right, if we say about platform or OS X, which is very soon, in September will be Mac OS, so by the way, it's with iOS 10. So then operating system will be iOS, but framework will be Cocoa Touch.
Why are you using here? Joomla,
because it's also framework things. So I mean, I try to visualize things. You ask question is good because question, and if I don't have answer in class, so then what is your next step? It's like, okay, if she put this maybe for a reason, then maybe I need to research this. So it's a good movement. For many years, I was scared about talk about API and know what it is. It was like denial point for me. It's like API, boring, no interface, no push button, I don't want to know. So, but you know, this with some maturity degree, this you in involvement in more and more variable testing where there's firmware involved, you cannot escape this. So because yeah, the simplest API we know and deal as a user, it's a Google Maps or Twitter and Instagram. So each of them have their own API, but for component wise, if I talk about, for example, helmet, so this wearable device, I have components, I have some requests send it from the helmet so to phone and back from the phone to helmet. And it's all communicate at the level of API as well. So SDK, do we really go really deeply in SDK? So I know that they overloaded with information how much you know about Android Studio, Xcode. Guys, I have good and bad news for you. So nobody give you a really step to touch this all as you come to the project. So you need to really be technically fit and at high scale to prove point that you're really able to do it. And I will still not trust you, no matter how this I like you. So, and I will maybe give you like very dumb task by task many times to see this, are you really know what you're doing and not screwed up. And in many projects you just don't ever have a chance to use it. So you should know, yes. So it's the level, what you know about SDKs, just definition, conceptual things. So yes, you need to understand then Android Studio and so this Xcode, it's IDE. So do you really involved in all this? No. Until you come to senior level, I'm sorry. Or it must be really like extreme new project startup and they took you like with faith and they give you everything to see how much you can handle and really screwed up. So yeah, but I really don't know. I don't have experience with that. And if you have a dream of, okay, concentrate. Yeah, it's not like I say it's not possible, but you need to prove point and you can do it. And it's very hard to get in a work environment, in a real situation. It's like, give me this work, I can do it, I can prove. They will give you some fakes, they will give you some altered test cases, they will give you some old bugs, something then useless, then you will work hard. So if you want to break this through, yes, you need to work outside of your work hours, work this at home, so work with something then you know then will be absolutely useless for project, just to show them then you can. So, but do you really want to go through this or? I don't know, this is enough work then you really do 8 hours a day, believe me. So, yeah, complicated stuff, why? I don't know, I was deciding it's time to put some complicated picture in a presentation to scare you a little bit. So, do I know all this? 20% maybe, and I'm happy that after 5 years working in the field, I still don't know anything. So it's like, whew, I never will get retired because I always still need to move forward to learn this all. So we move into application. Application is fun. Yeah, you was asking. Somebody was asking. So, you know, it's a very broad definition, which is like, so really don't make a sense right now because pretty much everything is connected to Wi-Fi at some point. And, you know, this, or wireless carrier network. So, and if we consider, but you remember this, you was asking about mobile devices, why they consider mobile? Because it should be considered so then operating systems standalone software, so support some of this software. So, and very, very important, it's also tricky, and again, most of it's enterprise corporations. Interview question, what kind of mobile application you know? So, you already have slide for native mobile application. What else besides native you know? It's not too many. So we have native mobile application, what else? Huh?
Hybrid.
Hybrid, what else? Standalone what?
Apps that you have to
like kind of third-party things. So we have web application as well. So it's like 3 types. So native web application, hybrid. Yeah, I mean, any third party will be considered just mobile application, like generic. So very popular right now, it's a hybrids. Why? Because it's pretty much like lightweight things. I love this picture. Also, it seems like overloaded, but it's actually not. So if you like turn light, it will be more sharper. But anyway, so you just need to understand, and you know, it's always have native portion of application. So downloaded in device and pretty much like your user profile. It will be never really pulling so from internet. Yeah, the best example of hybrid. So do you have? You mentioned hybrid. Do you know any? Can you give me an example of hybrid application? And you will just the practical reason understand why.
I heard about
Like a Facebook.
Okay, yeah. My favorite example is Netflix. So all movies then you already watch. Somehow in your profile, somehow as a store. So yes, it's become kind of like considered native part of application. So everything is new, notification, and it's like updates, special deals, so change of prices. It will be always pulling from internet. If you do not have internet, go to airplane mode, you still will have some of this application, but you cannot really fetch new movies at this point. So it's how you know then it's a hybrid. Yes, it's very hard to differentiate these days what is a hybrid, what is a native, because they try. It's a very good way to save space, or you know, just like update information. So because you don't need to really go through the updates. So yeah, and other things about native application. So it's not just consider application then come with a phone as from the shelf, so but any other application will be considered native, because every time you need to download, install, and every time that's how you know then it's native, because it's always pretty much, if you're not dumb enough to give them automatic permission to update, it will ask you to update new version. It means somehow they need to get access so to your phone to upload your fully new version. It will be never like patches. So it's like, oh, here's another component, take it. No, it will be like another version. So then that's why it's called native things. Yeah, so I mentioned this Twitter, Amazon, and Netflix. Another point where I can catch you, this, do you really know anything about? So application did you ever work? So because if I ask you this, what kind of files you work with, so or like another question, how you install application on your phone? If you start in blah blah blah, just they give me file. What kind of file? If you don't tell me this keyword APK index, so then you blah 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 blah. The same thing with iPhone. If you never mentioned IPA or just at least zip. So okay, zip is easy. Zip is like almost common. So I have bunch. Yeah, here's a special marker so that you will love it. Do I really want to overload you with this? Oh no. I mean, I have like 7 or 8 slides, but why? I just want to save your time. It's a huge pile of this list of any possible extension for any different formats, for video, for audio, la 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 la. So it's your shortcut, then you don't need to waste your time and looking in internet for 2 hours. But if it's moment of truth, come to your interview and you need to go, so, and you know, then it's a kind of, what is this? I don't know, some special music company, or you go to work for iMusic. Guys, I guarantee you then they will ask you what kind of formats, of audio formats you know. Yeah, do you need to know 20 of them? Got this feel, but you say, from my previous experience, in my previous project, we was used to la la la, remember tree, something. Remember what is easy for you to remember, or most common things. But it makes sense. So, or for example, you want to get, so like your goal of the goal, to get work for a company, like something to do, like, okay, Netflix or something. So you know then it will be video testing, you know then they will use some different format. hey, be smart to prepare. So at least memorize 3 or 4 formats and ask them question. Also, if you kind of know answer. So, but it showed then your interest again. It's like, are you guys use different format? So, are you use this format? Are you use that format? And they will say yes or no. But hey, the check mark. So this person is know something about video formats, one, and this person is interesting because they really know this what's going on and is what formats we're working for. So yeah, you just go as you come to moment of truth. So through all these formats. And the last things before break this, we need to cover services. Ta-da, what is this? Tell me, what is this?
Data center.
Yeah, I like this picture because it's absolutely colorful, but it's absolutely not true. So this, it's a boring room as possible, so it's always dark. Thanks God if it's really ventilated, because I also know that then as so many servers come together, it's always hot and miserable. So yeah, you really need to have very good ventilation system, so otherwise these things will be burning. So, and most of the time it's absolutely not really colorful lighting like this. So, but yeah, I still love it. It was just Google's imagination how it should look like. It's like, okay, so let's take a look for server rooms. So mobile services, I mean, the simplest one, it's authentication, somehow server logic, notification, also logins. I think you just get tired from all these logins over and over again. So yeah, data is and database is considered mobile services as well. So diagnostic analytics is another big thing, and scale it's many different services related on performance, so stress things, load, and things like that. So what is the most popular and where you really can very possible to find job, your first job, it's everything mobile commerce related, and it's worth starting in some time, you know, like special coupon things, not anymore, because now it's just mobile banking, mobile payments, so remittances as well, like it's a mailing things, so mobile vouchers, survey loyalty, and communication, so and it's all related to banking or commerce things. And I like mobile wallet because it's get very popular, so all this special mobile pay and how they go with this. So do you really need to know this all today? No, but again, it's the things to explore where I really want to go, because you know my goal is, I was always in the perspective, yes, we're kind of desperate to get any possible first job, please give me one, but in same point, hey, something in my life that I really enjoy to do, and we need to find, each of you need to find what they really want to do and like to do, because you guys, again, each of you special. You have your previous experience, then you can utilize and feel very confident because it supports, you know, you to move forward in your profession. So, and maybe these special names give you new vision of, so because yes, I know this mobile pay just to punch on some whatever Vodafone and it gets say, all right, so money was taken from your account, but it's much more in this mobile wallet. So if I read this special thing, then it's like, oh, I can go to like Facebook because they also work with mobile wallet, and I can just look for this specific job so on the market, because messaging could be related to payments as well. So maybe some special companies specialize on this. So, and it's get more and more interesting. You see the company name and it's like, yeah, it's just another widget, another special gadget, so for wallet things. It's like, okay, so then if I come, my other question in interview will be, what kind of specialty this you guys have related to your pay, whatever, mobile services? Are you do also social media? Are you do messaging notification? So is it your information go to cloud? So all these things is like keyword. Yes.
What is the NFC proximity? What does that do?
NFC, this QR or BLE. It's so deep. You know what proximity is?
No, I don't.
Oh, so it will be homework. I need to put this in homework. So this it's one of the keywords specifically if you want to go to direction of BLE, BT testing, or so this if it's mentioned NFC and QR. So for example, QR code. You know, then you have proximity, like visual. This I mean imaginary 3D cube, maybe like 30 inches. So in this proximity, in this like imaginary things, an imaginary cube, so you will scan QR code, it will work. If you go out of this proximity, it will not work. So if you move with any AR application, and we will have exercise with that, so proximity is one of the core, so the things for AR testing. You go out of proximity, things either change or get unstable or just disappear. And again, sometimes you do purposely. If you go out of proximity, come back. How quick is the reconnect? What is the latency in these things at this point? So it's why it's important. And it's actually fun stuff, really. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like really sound boring. It's fun because you need to find this golden middle, golden balance in this imaginary cube. So that's how your things work. If you turn it, if you just make position, altitude change or something change, so proximity will change or not.
Is there a reason? Is it for security or is it just for?
No, it's just how it's work. It's how the signals pick up. It's how this readable device like QR code. So different application have different proximity. One you really need to be close to focus, and another you really can scan this from your car when you do McDonald's things. So the principle is the same, but proximity is set up differently because they use different background things, how they connect and communicate. So yeah, it's overloaded things. Yeah, it's another area that I love. I was never really take seriously all these ads, but guys, it's a billion industry, really. So the last number was like 3.5 billion a year. Just for this ad, nobody read, nobody click, but some reasons these things produce a lot of money. So because we need to look this differently. It's not just push a notification, but search ad, suggestion. Oh, by the way, you was looking for this pants. Maybe this panties is also good for you. Things like that. So web display ads, then pay or not pay, or just like click today now and you will get one free, or things like that. Or in gaming, I have a bad story about a good friend who created some game which actually was not really anything sexual to do. It was just another slot machine. So, but to make this boost up and get some more interest as a bonus, so it was some dancing lady who was just take every time bonus comes a piece of clothes. So he tried hardly to advertise this game. It's never worked really well until he come to Pornhub. So put this freaking ad. So and it was just 10,000 downloads in 1 month, and he make a good money of it. So I mean, it's a true story. How business in the right place in the right time. So with one stupid ad can bring you money. So yeah, here's just like advertisement types again to get deeper. And we go to mobile services. It's a service, yeah. This one actually, interesting things, because I found this, what do you think? I mean, it intentionally took the name, what kind of services it's related. But if you read this carefully, this is perspective of government mobile services that exist on the market. So it was pulled out for data from 2015. So as a government agency, they really more and more rely on mobile services as well. And my favorite things then I work for last 2 years is location-based services to answer your questions. So, I mean, we start with simple maps and navigation, and so pretty much you can use different maps in the same application, believe it or not. So why? Because it could be different layers. So the company like powered by Google, we take Google Maps as a good example. What kind of maps you can use within one application as a Google Maps?
Different layers. Hybrid.
Hybrid, okay. So hybrid, the classic map. So what else? Terrain, okay.
More user-friendly.
And you have offline map, any part of it.
Okay, so yeah, we already call 4. It's another 2. Most useful, which you really will have everywhere. This terrain is not everywhere. But combination of classic maps, so you have 2D maps, which will be present, so as a hybrid kind of, and we do have 3D maps is now more and more popular, and we have Street View. So everybody like a crazy now just put this Street View. So now this from Street View we raise another kind of it seems like it's a street view, but it's a new generation of map. It's a 360 view maps where you can rotate things. So, and it's all just come from the maps, but it's like different, completely different maps, really. And it's rendering different way, in different background, how the thing's rendering. So routing, it could be again this, this how the things are rerouting. So we do have go through the pain. So for compare different things like Apple, Google, and they have different principle of how they're routing things. So try like potentially set up some route and starting doing mis-turn or just go different direction and see how they try to reroute. Are they really dumb to try to bring you back on the same route, or they recalculate everything and try? It's your good experience, so don't say for market, all right? So, it's a problem. So, but it's again, it's experience, then. It's an area, it's a full area, that's where people work. So why I'm talking about maps too much? Because Portnov have really long relationship with Telenav. So a lot of students was going through this company, and I think this it's still going. And they use completely different approach and different layout of maps in compared to Google and Apple things. So yeah, tracking services, nobody needs to. It's like everybody gets sick of this GenuTrack project. So over here, and information services, it's also location based. Did you see this lately? That's like more and more intelligent. If you ever really like look for some location or some product, so next time I said, oh, by the way, just in your area, just today, so just go right in the corner, you will get 5% off or something. So how they freak know? I delete this information. So, but yeah, they still know because they remember they're tracking all your services and where you're shopping and how you go things, how you do things. So I was looking for tickets, airplane tickets. Now this everywhere I go, and it's like, wait a second, it's RSS. How I got advertisement exactly related to this airfare, between San Francisco and Tucson. It's like something is fishy is going on. I really don't like this, but hey. So an application related to location-based services, like all the social networks and context advertisement. Change is coming. It's a break. That's it. So, and after break, I hope John can say a couple good words. Are you ready?
A couple words, I don't know how good they are.
Oh, all right. So, so how about, I don't know, guys, how tired and overwhelmed you are. Woo, honey. So how about just maybe 20 minutes break? Yeah. So we better go early home instead of just, hanging around. Guy, have one. So, all right. So one more time, I introduce you John White, and he will be a very important part of our class. So, and we will share our lecture. So we divide in half. So pretty much, most of the lecture will be like 2 hours. John 2 hours. So then I will be not too much for you. So.
Aren't you happy?
Yeah. Copy.
Yes. So the basic difference between what Ivette does and what I do is virtually everything. No. So Ivette focuses on the software. She does something that I don't want to do. She does something that is very important to the company because her focus is always on what is happening with the software and the firmware that we put on our hardware, right? So the way I like to look at this is that software is sexy, software sells. Hardware enables all of that. So you wouldn't have anything to do with your software, it wouldn't run if you didn't have hardware to run it on. So she makes sure that it runs. I make sure that she has something to run it on. So I do all the hardware stuff. And in our company, that virtually means everything because we have 2 people in QA, her and I. Right? So even though my title is Executive Director of Quality and Reliability, I virtually do everything to do with hardware. I do all the testing. Yeah. I do all of the test plans. I write all of the documentation. I make sure that all of the things that need to get submitted to the government to get FCC and regulatory done, I take care of that. So there's a lot of stuff that gets done. And Ivette just gets to sit around with the software guys.
I try to not break rules.
So it's, when we talk about products and we talk about how to test those products, there are a lot of different pieces to that puzzle. And as Ivette has focused on a lot of the software, I'll tell you a little bit about the hardware as we go on, and that's my forte. I've been doing hardware for 40 years, and during that time I've worked on virtually anything and everything, from individual products that are consumer products all the way to giant servers like IBM makes that take up an entire room. So we don't make so many of those anymore. That was back in my beginning days. Probably you were all in kindergarten. And those kinds of things, though, all those experiences, you'll find help you in the next job, because there's always something you can take from the last job into the next job. Whether it's something about processes, something about how a product works, something about how it's manufactured, because that's the other side of it. I also do the manufacturing stuff. So there are a lot of things that quality fits into. And you'll find out very quickly when you get in a real environment, if anything goes wrong, it's quality's fault. And it doesn't matter if it is or not, it just is. The first people they let go in any company are the quality people. Because if you think about it this way, in a business, we don't produce revenue. What we are is a revenue drain. It costs money to keep us employed. It costs money for us to do all the testing we do, to buy all those phones and all the other things that we have to do testing. So we don't make money for them. At least that's the way they see it. However, as you all are consumers, I'm sure that you are happy that somebody tested those products you've been buying to make sure that when you get it, it actually does the things that they say. That's our job, to make sure those things happen. And argue with the engineers and tell them, no, your code is not perfect. Yes, it does fail. And all of the things that are associated with that, whether it be in software or firmware or hardware or in a system. My background is I'm a hardware engineer. When I go into companies, a lot of times they always start with, oh, well, you're a hardware-centric guy. This is a software company. Okay, great. Show me how your software runs without hardware. I'd like to see that. And no one can. That's because it doesn't. Even if you say, well, it's in the cloud, guess what? The cloud is on a piece of hardware. So without hardware, there is no software. And vice versa. I can have the best hardware in the world, but if there's nothing to run on it, kind of waste of time. So this is a symbiotic relationship, right? These things have to work together. They have to both be there. And so in my thing, the way I always reply to that, is I'm a systems test engineer. I test software, I test hardware, and I test the system as a function. Does everything work the way it's supposed to work? Does it all come together the way you think it's supposed to come together? Because software guys have their opinion, hardware guys have their opinion. If you talk to them, you'll find out hardware people are saying, I'm always having to fix software problems, and the software guys are saying the same thing about hardware. So it's the kind of relationship that needs a mediator. It needs somebody to sit back and say, you know, I know that you've worked for the last 3 months on this piece of software, and it's not everything you think it is. And we show them. We don't hold them to a, some finer point and say, you should make it like this. We just say, according to the MRD, the PRD, all of the requirements documents, you said it should do these things. What we're saying is it doesn't. So go back and try again.
So we're pretty much practical Mario and Luigi. So who try to create or discover showstoppers. And I think we're really consistent in this role, and it's you always also will have some hard point at some moment when you understand the business needs, you understand that politically it's correct to ship product by Christmas, but again, do you want to put your really name to sign this release off? So it's very hard sometimes. And it's, you understand, and it may cost you at some point job. So because yes, they need to follow rules. They will accept not acceptance of the release, but it will be like bad outcomes for sale, for business, and things like that. So do you really need to be flexible and compromise? No. You still need to work around? Yes. So it's why this, I hope John will bring this practical light of how this all release documentation so created and how you as a QA will be involved. So what is exception of exception, what is the list of limitation, and how to deal this in balancing way. This, yes, we can bring some product with some limitation and exclusiveness or exclusiveness, but what is the practical way to deal with this and keep your reputation and good name?
Yeah, one of the things about testing that is always in the forefront of my mind is the customer. Because bottom line is you're making it for somebody else to buy. Whether that's a huge company that's going to buy it or it's an individual. When I worked at GoPro and we built cameras, I had to think, what is the customer going to think about this problem that I'm seeing? Is this a really big problem for a customer, or is this something they don't really care about? Right? Because that will determine the severity of the problem and how much you want to push to get it fixed. If it's something that's going to be in the customer's face, even if it doesn't cause the product not to work, but it's one of those kind of things that's just a pain to deal with, you want to push to get that fixed because you want to make the customer happy in the end. You'll sell more product that way. But it's not always easy to convince the marketing, sales, and engineering people that that's a good idea because they're going, no, we got about 4 more hours and we have to ship. We don't have time to fix that. So you got to pick those battles. How hard do you want to fight that war? Or do you have a better battle that you want to fight later? So we have to, like she said, we always thinking about what's the business, but we're the quality people. We're the people that are the last line. If it gets to a customer and they say you got lousy quality, they don't look at the marketing guy. That's because you shipped it too soon. They always go, that's because Ivette didn't test it properly. Or I didn't write the test plan correctly, or something like that. They never blame the other people. It's like I said, it's always quality's fault. So if you like being blamed and you want to be the bottom of the stack, please get into quality and work with us.
No, okay, we have also good side. Come on, guys. And so who you will be only one who always like says this is wrong and this is wrong. So please redo, and I've already tested. So who else could do it? You like a mom for everybody. Yeah, exactly. So this is, and again, what I hope, this, I know you already learned the severity and priority, and before it was just boring stuff for you. So we want to bring practical exercise, then you will judge, so what is severity, priority real are. Like, yes, crash of application, no doubts, critical issue. And same time, if it's happened under special flaw and probability, maybe 1 out of 1,000 client will do it. Can we ship this way or not? So how we do this way, that's so low priority and low the severity of these things. So at this point, a lot of startups and agile system try to eliminate severity. So we want to, just bring again really common, not just common, but practical sense why severity is still really important things. So we promote this also in our company, and we will do this through the exercise project. So, and I want you this, I don't know this, if somebody tell you then like a lot of QAs these days not involved to assign any severity priority, it's not true. Everywhere I work, I was the one who decided what the severity and priority is. I was the one who can not just judge, but compromise with developer and say, so you think it's low priority, I think then it's a high priority, and I can testify for that. And I was always win as a QA. So, and I want you to give you this power, so then, it's responsibility, but it's power, and this power must be wise and practical. So, and I hope this John and will show you this as well.
Absolutely. So one of the first things I do in every company that I go to, and I typically work in startups, I learned a long time ago I don't work well in companies like Intel. I hated Intel. So, sorry, I didn't say that actually. Somebody else behind me. So in a startup environment, they don't have any processes yet. basically flying by the seat of their pants. And so usually by the time I come in, they really realize that they need some processes. And one of the very first processes I always put in place is the severity of the problems, because it stops a lot of arguments right up front. If you say, this is the definition of a severity 1, we all agree, 2, 3, 4. Then when they say, well, wait a minute, is this really a severity 1? Well, let's go back to the document. What does this say that you agreed to and signed? Oh, yeah. I
Get
guess
this signed, guys. Nothing verbally. Every time it must be written stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you need to build those things into quality and into other departments as well, so that there's not a lot of discussion. You don't have a lot of time in startups anyway. So if you have all that stuff already defined and everybody's agreed to it, you just well, let's go back to what do the rules say. This is what the rule says, we're done. Now, sometimes you'll get new people into a company that have a different idea. So we hired a new VP, came in, and he immediately said, I don't agree with your idea of a severity 1. Okay, what do you think a severity 1 is? So he gave me his definition of severity 1, which basically was, as long as it does everything, it doesn't do everything, it doesn't matter. The only thing it must not fail is FCC regulatory. And I said, okay, so that's your definition of a severity 1. And he said, yes. And I said, okay, if I put the product, whatever it is, say it's my helmet, and I put it on the desk, and in 30 seconds it spontaneously combusts and goes up in flames, what severity do you give that? And he said, 2. And I said, okay, I'm out of here.
Stop. So we still need you.
So those are the kinds of things, the battles you have to fight. Now, he can't really support his standpoint. And he came from a big, giant company, and he thinks that that's okay. And I keep telling him, when you run my division, then you can make the rules. But until then, I make the rules. So he's finally said, okay, we'll do it your way, which is good, because then he doesn't have to fight with me anymore. But these are the kinds of things that you have to get written down. You have to write down how you're going to do JIRA, for example, how bugs get put into JIRA, what kind of data must be in the bug. Otherwise, somebody writes, product fails when I ride on the left side. What does that mean? And they stick it in JIRA, and they don't give you any details, they don't tell you anything about it, and you're sitting there in QA going, do you know what this means? I don't know what this means.
Good transition point, so then our part 2 lecture, so then we need to finish. So because, part 2, it will be exactly about QA and web design terminology, because if we don't speak one language altogether and don't use vocabulary as the same altogether, so it will be always window go right or window go left. And it will be just initiate some, not confusion or irritation from both sides, from developer and QA, which is absolutely not necessary in our point.
So the thing you'll get from me more than probably from Ivette in this is hardware, because I'm hardware centric. And 2 is process, because I spend my life doing process stuff. I write tons and tons of flowcharts. Every other day I write a new flowchart for something. And one of the things I've learned is, if you can make it in a flowchart, then you can write any process in the world, because that means you know how it goes, right? And it makes it easier for me, at least, if I do the flowchart first, because now I know what steps to follow. And if I can get everybody to look at a picture and go, yeah, that looks good, then I'm off to the races.
What about white and blue, so black balance? Okay. Hi. So, as I mentioned, let's talk about our language. So, why we need to know QA and design terminology? To understand what team members talking about, and absorb all this information, collect this all information, and analyze this information. So, is it really like a spy? In good meaning, in good way to spy, of everything and pick up all this information. Because by listening conversation and understand what hardware guy is talking about, and then it's always miscommunication between departments, specifically in startup. It's a lot of things go chaotic, and people start telling you something absolutely not related to hardware but related software. It's like, wait a second, I just heard conversation last evening, tra-la-la, and it was just completely said, and we have delay with these parts for another 2 weeks. How you will plan, or how you, I don't know, so go to implement this by tomorrow? It's like, oh, we don't know this. Like, okay, guys, go and ask and try to get this really in one lane. So is it you start be some special person who pretty much like, no, sometimes we have a funny situation then, so like guys from marketing or design comes like, did you hear? It's like, yes. It's like, no names, but I can tell you, so what's going on? And it's sometimes you just like information bureau. You're not really gossip, you're not really spy on anybody, but you just try to accumulate and have this all in one place, in one hands. So, yeah, very important part of any project, it's a project definition. Let's like, oh my gosh, it's so boring. No, it's not, because every time you come and it's like, first week it's like FPGA, tra-la-la, CRMA, it's like, okay, what it is all things mean? I have no clue. If we have document like this, I don't need to bug in people, I don't need to like make a special face like, what, so, but just to get this document and read it. So, and to be efficient and explicit in your bug report, so then do not have, you know, I have one guy, it's a really true story right now, he's a contractor, iOS developer. I don't say that we're in love, but professionally we're in love, because every time I tell him something, he understands me completely. We like really speak not just language, but the same dialect. He's like, it's so easy to talk to him. I don't need to make special description or whatever. So it's just like very easy. We actually many times do not really bring bugs to Jira. We just have Slack and tick, tick, tick. He's like, hey, did you see that? It's like, wait a second, did you try that? Tick, tick, tick. So it's just almost like one of the forms of agile extreme programming in some form. So then he immediately said, wait a second, let me check this. If I do this and this, maybe I will change code and I will send you patch. So we have much more efficient way, not through this language communication, professional language communication, to solve a problem. An issue then was holding and, you know, just was kind of stagnant stage for months, was done with 1 week. And it's like, it's a true story, you know. So, and again, to create meaningful test cases, it's a race from this special verbalization of keywords, because, you know, sometimes if you think about network or if you think about special layout, it's like, wait a second, and this layout, it will affect also something integrational point. We need to check this how the native application, like the best example, QR code. To activate QR code, so what we need to do? I mean, what is normally, huh?
You need to scan it.
How you scan? You just open up and scan?
Oh, you have to download the app.
It will ask you special notification will ask you to access phone app, but phone is a native app each phone. Yeah, that's, so to use your photos or whatever, so your camera to initiate so QR code scanning. Around this, you can create a lot of interruption test cases. Also, what if it's not notification not coming? So, and it's same. I have like test case. I crash application, unknown, because you know I was just pulling my helmet and go to drive test, and our marketing guys was walking nearby. It's like, oh, you look so cool. Let me make you a picture. And it's like only phone I have was my phone. He took my phone and I was running my app, and he just closed my app and make a picture. So my app is crashed completely. Everything was crashed. Helmet was crashed. It's like, oh, it's a new test case. Wait a second, I write this down. So there's now we need to run this too every time. So, and also this, you know, with your special language, you catch a wave with report and analysis, because when you hear from hardware guy some keyword and from software somehow included this keywords in conversation, but like they completely compromise with this chassis, like I brought you example, then hardware part is not ready, but guys is already plan to implement this tomorrow. So how I figured it out, just because I from both sides was here the special keyword, which is actually have absolutely no meaning, and I'm still thinking, my gosh, what is this FPGA? But I know then it's somehow connected, and it's not connected because it's have delay. Boom, it's saved time for both departments. And you hear again this because you rescue everybody. What is this special list? Because I was recently really think about design terminology, just, hey, give me some minimum of web design and I will be happy. So in some couple keyword for QAs. But to prepare for this presentation today, and I start searching, I found then like for this specific language we have multiple dialects. Do you really need to know all these dialects? No, but I want you to know that exist. And if you, as you go to the field and looking for specific market or whatever, so you will understand, and you know that social media will have their own terminology. Just go there, look for that. So if you go to like, you know, some special JavaScript glossary, because anything like website related or like web-based related, so we'll have it later on this glossary. Go explore this glossary. Naturally, as usual, so I have a link for you. And this time a little bit more. So, because do we have glossary on the market? To not lie to you, I was going through the like 50 of them. So, and it was just the first surface layer. I don't want you to waste the time and go 50 of them. So you have 6 enough to be super profi, to be fluently, and so that's for the next 3-4 years until you really start deep in some specialty. So don't waste your time. I already just did this for you. I mean, take this or leave it. Each of these things will just, you know, bring a light, and because people have different interpretations. This one is a classic, and this language, like, you know, it could be back to 2009 or 2012. Doesn't matter. Things got these things is not really quickly updated or upgraded. Yes, we do have specialty, and I want you to know what is sandwich or toast with butter is, and it's a completely slang. But by the end of these days, you will know. It will never show you in any special glossary. It's a special, again, we come back to Google things. So how they call this, and it's, when you know this, it will be very obvious. So what is this caviar sandwich, do you know? So any crazy idea, what could be, as a web design element, what could be caviar sandwich? Come on, any idea? Come on, don't sleep. So good, some layers, how does it caviar come out?
It's kind of a special thing.
Because it will be like list menu, pink. So if it's sandwich, then it will be like this. So what is a toast? Any idea what could be toast? Huh?
One layer.
So toast will be, if you, and you know this because you always have it, but you just never think that it was toast. So for example, you update something or do something, blah, 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 and then suddenly like, some notification appeared at the bottom and like, shh, disappeared in a couple seconds. And normally like 5-6 seconds. So this special element is called toast. So when notification come and go, automatically come to support something happened, something action you, so can confirm some action or whatever. For example, good example, bomb, network is low and not accurate, or you lost some connection, boom. So it's always on the bottom, it's always like come and go. So by the way, you're full of crap and application doesn't work anymore, so okay, I'm gone. So, but it's what is called toast. Do you will use this in an enterprise company report? No. In any startups, any mobile game related things? Oh yeah. So they love this. So they get very creative. So this, they have some very strange sometimes explanation what kind of things is that. So this, what is the toast with butter? It depends how much timing and how much transparency and fading you get. So like it's melted butter things. So coming out. So. What I want to really implement, and it's super important, and I will tell you why. This is how I learn, and it's always work. I know this US guys always was going through, and maybe you already have crazy exercise. So I don't know, just give you some pen or book and whatever, say like, all right, test this for me. And it's like create test cases for me, and you like, okay, so where we start? It's always hard to start. So, but if we keep in mind some very simple layout So that's fundamental of how the page normally created. So like some header, some footer, body content, and always some on left or right side. Maybe not, but or maybe like all body content will be super busy with some special interactive tile. But if you have this in mind, if you always see, like think about a musician, are they really listen music like we are? No, they always listen and see in the time all these notes. I worked with musicians for a long time, I know this. So these painters, they not just look at colors, so for them it's a combination of hues and whatever. So the same things, all visual content that we see, this should be some kind of layout and layers, because if you can divide anything what you see as a mobile application in some special layout, for you it's very easy to describe. So it's always like, it's start point how you start create your test cases. So I have always break through this, and we will talk about this much more when we come to these test cases. It's work always. So you see some page, and the first things you like make mini checklist. Boom, it's like my first test case will be always, for example, homepage overview. Overview, I will specify generic elements. So like, so my home page overview should have the follow elements: header, tralala, so this navigational panel, without any special details, because it will be another test case and another test case. So this, I have like body content, interactive body content, or it could be static body content. I may have some another classic layout, like some banner or whatever, vertical navigation, so pull down menu was like, so sidebars. But the concept is the same. I make a checklist, so for my first test case overview, and from there I start in piece by piece out of this generic list, so to describe more and more, and it's just go like an avalanche. It's go more and more test cases how to describe things, so and where they should guide. And I always try to contain and stay just like one step further from this page. So it's why I'm spend time for that. So we will go to practical exercise for test cases. I want you to get comfortable. I know I can, and I can talk about this a lot, but I want you to get confidence. Then you can take anything, and for you we take Victoria's Secret. You will be special one. What is your name? So, okay, so you will be Victoria's Secret specialist. So, and you will describe all this page in details. So, but it's very important to, you know, to be so very fluent with all this core element, and you know how to jungle with these elements, how to describe this, and how combine it, and think what you check and what you should check. So, again, too much information, yes or no? I want then you look at this picture at home, and it's why this I got your all emails. I hope that you all leave your emails, because so all your emails will be included in Google Docs today, and I will share this presentation so when I come home. So, and yeah.
Could we repass the paper? I think some of these guys.
All right, so this I will repass this again. Here's a full list. So. Yeah, it's a keyword. So then now I know this, who is in my team, who is in John's team, so who have what. Do I really need to concentrate on all these elements today? So sometimes it's very evil, so also try to pretend like I'm a nice person. So I create some really execution, so homework for you. And it's a part then you need to come through. So what is this homework about? Very simple. I will share a Google Doc where you have 128 words, just words, which is all related to QA or web design terminology. And these words, then I don't care how much English professor you are, but it's what daily uses of these words. Then you use describe things, or I don't know, just describe test cases, or create bug reports, or just to talk to people. So, and do I really like will check individually this, then you memorize and know all these 128 words? I don't have power of that, but what I do have power, this it's must be homework 1. So, and you have 2 weeks to create so this and find definition for each of this word and Google it. Wow. So 2 weeks, it's enough time for 128 words, believe me, because in one day sometimes, this is a good student, you go through the 100 pages. So by doing this kind of dummy work, I will see your consistency. I will see, can I just rely on you if I give you something really so extensive and stupid kind of boring work? Because not every task is always fun. Sometimes we just need to deal with this. So, but I know for sure that also if you stupidly will find each definition at Google it, so you will spend your time and you will type this word or copy and paste, I don't care, but so you will purposely looking for this information, and it's my hope then out of 128 words, so you may remember at least half or maybe more, who knows, so it depends on the individual. But again, the keyword, it's for you, not for me. I know these words, I know much more than these words, but for specifically people who struggle with English or really struggle to explain things, so this is a keyword for daily usage. And this, I like this visualization of core elements because sometimes we just need to visual example to understand so what they really mean. It's why this you can stare at this picture so much you want after point. So here's my thing. So you all have computers. I don't know if we open this website at the same time. Oh my gosh, what happened? So, but maybe we should try. So if not, if you're not willing like participating right now just in practical exercise for the first time and everybody get tired, this is one of your hidden treasure. So the keyword is a site called patterns.com. So without vowels, like PTTRNS. And normally it's inspirational point in every startup for every designer and front-end developer, if anybody considered to go this direction anyway. So, but the keyword, how you can just get yourself super good practice. I don't know any other source where you can get all under one roof. If you go to the site, you will see categories on the site which will describe you any possible feature, option, elements which is normally used for different websites. And each of this category will give you pull list of examples. How is it related to shopping cart, or how it's related to special, so this pull down menu or navigational menu or something like that. So, this two purpose of that, so that you will get your practical exercise. It will help you to gain your confidence, that then so which is element pull down list and which is elements pull down menu. So how they differ, because it will show you multiple examples. Sometimes it's like 15 pages. Another point which you need to keep again in your pockets, it's your treasure source. So based on your previous experience or use in our project, so when we stuck, for example, I give you again practical example what we have a while ago. For the last 7 months, we review our onboarding, and everybody I hope knows what onboarding is. Okay, it's like introductory pages, kind of tutorial or intuitive things, interactive before you come to the main page. So then you explain people what is this application for and what we deal with and how it should work. So we review onboarding 5 times. So because like nobody was agree and everybody just don't have like really strong concept what should be and how should be and how should look, and people will struggle with some start point. So until one of which, so this new guy coming in, so he was previously very high ranked designer in Adobe, and it's like, okay guys, I know how we start. So we have brainstormed with these patterns for 1.5 hours, and I think, this my husband, he's a very judgeable, so it's a very hard to impress dude, and he's like looking at last onboardings like, so it's what we're talking about, it's what the quality is, like, yeah. So I really like it, it's a cool thing. So all imagination, inspiration, and as a conclusion, so real product come from this spirit point patterns. For you, it's important you resourceful. QA is not just, your job is not just find the bugs or just follow documentation or maintain documentation. So most helpful person in a project It's a QA who can give a hints, who can show this and give some additional resources. So keep this always in mind. So this it must be your second nature, you know, looking for something interesting articles. And so people love to, when you start sharing these things, you know. It's again, it shows psychologically, so then you involved in the project, you're interested, you go and follow this company, you want to, for the company the best. It's always appreciated. Also, if nobody will send you thank you letter immediately, but again, when it's come moment of truth, and I have this moment of truth several times in my life. So when we was sitting, so and I was like test lead, and as they told me, all right, so we somehow need to cut budget, so you have 3 QA, we need to like leave only 2. So who is go? I always know who go. Is it person really like technically not fit or bad, or I have something personally? No, but this person is just works 8 to 5 and like adios amigos, and you never know this. So and they don't care what's going on. So or you never really actively communicate. So then person is really interested in the project. So it's my first choice to get out. So one more thing, then I know it's like most of the common things that we're dealing as testing mobile application, and I'm 100% sure you have some application in your phone right now. So if you try to scroll and it's go left and right, or you can just go in with this page like in circle. So what it is, bam! Margin is not set up. So we have all these days responsive design, and a major drawback of this responsive design when it's, so this try to pull in this mobile site to different devices, specifically if it's web mobile, then first things, it will not get the margin correctly. So based on your device specification, device form factor or resolution things. So, and you must really understand, so this, you know, difference between padding and margin. This word is in your homework, and I hope this visualization will help you to understand the difference. Yeah, let's do practical exercise. So if we're talking about work cancel, so where's the margin and where's the padding?
Margin is a space between the buttons.
So margin is the space to the border,
Just between
or to the
borders of those buttons.
Yeah, between the borders.
Yeah.
So any inside, everything is related to content inside the border. So all this left, right, up and down, it will be what? Padding. Good. So why are we talking about this? Maybe boring stuff, maybe not. I want you to feel this power when you describe this bug, when something is really go out of this margin. And next time when you see, then you know this, I have like, what bugs I have? Wackling page, moving page left and right. All this description, I don't need this. Pages out of margin. That's it. Everybody understand, I mean, guys on other side, developer understand it's a very clear, no football game anymore. Like, what do you mean? Can you give me more description? Can you provide screenshot? Can you give me log? It's like, log really for margin? Come on. So, clear one sentence, and it say everything, and they know how to fix it. So, yeah, responsive design, it's what we was just mentioned a couple times. And I want to understand this as a lot of, pretty much right now, it's just like must things for website. When we convert this, it must be always have a responsive design through the CSS, so then it will be adjustable to any mobile devices. So, and it's like, from code-wise, it's a long list of parameters. So if device parameter so-and-so, then the resolution must be so-and-so, and so layout, C layout A. If parameter so-and-so, so resolution must be so-and-so, and C layout B, and things like that. So it's just connected things. It's why CSS stand for. So, but what we have in reality, is it bug? Depends on the project. So, but should we bring this as an issue? Yes. Because according, you know, this specification, so it should look like this. very clean, simplify contents for mobile devices. If they try to, I don't know, just, too much, and it's try to still look like website, and it's also like you see, it's become heavy, bulky, so this we have latency to load this page. Sometimes like, okay, how long as a user you will wait for page? So if it's loading, I don't know, term of use loading for you 8 seconds, are you okay with that? So go drink tea and come back, oh, finally, term of use, hey. So, this, you will say just it's crap. And term of use, all right, there's nobody really read, or not too many people read term of use, also if it's important things. So, and it's actually described explicitly how this company application screwed the user up, but so there's nobody really just keep attention for that. But we talking, so this, if some important feature, like you finally found a fashion that you like. It's like, okay, is it available? Click, and it's like, no, I hate this website. No, I never go shop. My gosh. So what happened with my payment, and if it's some drop happened, or my battery is died, so this is my payment come true, or not, because it's every time waiting 15 seconds. No, I will never do this again. So actually, this is very interesting statistic I pull out recently. So then 58% of the app will be deactivated, uninstalled, or never use again in the first 30 days. So, and somehow this ratio must boost up. So who will do this? You. Because this small issue is matter. If it's matter for you, if it's disturbing, every time bugging you, say, hey, as a user, I hate these things. It should be really raise attention to that. So we need to do something about. Whew. So basic of web design. Overloaded, yes or no? Because to keep in mind these generic elements, as they really present on each page, thanks God not, but so to keep this in mind, what else could be, or if guys in the beginning, then it's a great opportunity, so because they always like screaming, what else? Anybody, what else? So maybe we can do something better. It's like, hey, it's your moment of truth. Like, here's my observation, never do suggestion, okay? Just do not irritate anybody. Who the hell are you to make suggestion? So this, you know code, you know how to do this, all this, it's very complicated. All right. Right, but here's my observation from the user perspective, and boom, boom, boom. How about this? So beside, then we have recent blog post. We also just put some newsletter box. Maybe people don't want this, but want that. So be mild, but in same time show this. Then you could be very useful. Okay. So why would this end with this? At this point, I think this again. More visual and graphical representation you set up and photo memory this to your brain, this will be better for you in the future, because you never know when it's just pull out. And again, oh, I actually minimized it. It was not 8 types anymore, but anyway. Again, it's like resin discovery, and I loved my own resin discovery, so because it's known for long, but I don't know this. I was always treat navigational pages just only like content and maybe so like gallery things, but these days it's 8 different types. How we know? Because not every time like navigational page may fit purpose of application, and yes, you will be involved again. So we talk, then John this and I, this all the time, this everything we talk, we're looking from the perspective of startups. So we're not enterprise guys. In enterprise, it's already somebody create for you everything, and you just really small whatever piece of machinery. So in startup, it's where you, if you're individual, if you want more, if you want to boost so this yourself, and this, because I know, like, if you have one lane, then you was working on startup in your resume, so you have much more probability to get another interesting job in a project. And we're talking about not just get another job, so another testing all the time, and I'm just tired of all these test cases over and over, but looking for the project that you really like. So I don't say that I'm special and that's why this, it's easy peasy for me, but again, I tell you truth, for the last year, I don't look for job. So, but it's always come to me through the LinkedIn, through the other social media sources. People come to me and it's like, are you may interested in project like this? So I'm always interested in a project, and John will testify this. As you professional, you're not afraid. So, you go and take opportunity and take interview because you're looking actively for job. You don't like this job, it's a job that sucks. I go look for another one. No, it's just, it's exciting things. So like latest, I have experience. I was going for interview, super cool company, super cool guys. I was passing all 2 interviews with them, and at the last interview I was like, guys, I know this, so you pretty much may consider to hire me, but so be honest. Not like I'm pretending that I'm interested in your project, but I have one cool guy who just recently get out of startup because it was sold. So, and I know that he will be the better fit because he exactly your specialty. So he is more related to website than I. So website testing. I was like, really? I was like, yeah. So boom, I connect this guy. So he start on Monday. I'm happy. I'm like really whatever recruiter? No. But I got friendship with these dudes because by kind of like introducing, I'm not selling, I don't gain anything, but so by introducing good guy to the right company, I'm friend now with the company and I'm friend with the guy. So the next time company will look for somebody, so they will send me email, so do you know anybody? And this guy, because he appreciated and he got opportunity to work for them, if he need for additional QA, so just what? You think he will go to recruiter? No, he will call me. And so it's like, I don't know, if it's fun connection, yeah, I like to connect people. It's just a hobby. So, but it's another good thing why you should move from interview to interview. Never afraid. So, well, what do you lose? Okay, so I have crazy story, and it's a super successful story. I'm very proud of this guy too. So he was my former student, and he actually, it was a time when I have just pretty much open house, so it was commonplace then people stay in my house for 2-3 weeks. So with these 3 weeks, I just break all his plan and schedule, what he was planned to do with his life as he was waiting for his family arrive from Russia. So I told him, dude, all this stuff that you want to learn, you never stop learning. So think this, give me some goal like you right now think then you will never reach this goal because it's like impossible. He's like, work for Apple. It's like, okay, so we're working for Apple. Cool. So let's set up. So what you need to work for Apple? So pull some profession then. So this, what is interesting? Apple Watch. I go, okay, Apple Watch, Apple. So now you work for Apple and you work for Apple Watch. It's like, it's impossible. It's like, okay, let's think what we need to do to work there. You need this, 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 and this. Throw away everything else. It's all garbage. You will never use it in your life. So just concentrate on some Java, Python, because they required, it's just job description. We pull this from open sources. So, and think this, you need to have something special, like create mobile story. This is what you was doing, so to boost you up. We create all these things. It's a real story. It's a real person. I don't know if I can say name, but year after we set up this goal, and he was policeman in Russia, never freaking do anything else. So he worked at Apple Watch. Year after that, he's a team lead at Apple Watch. So, and it's all because he was just concentrate on what is supposed to be done and do not learn everything. And one of the things, again, the keywords of success is always the same. So why I'm show you in picking all these pages, because first things to be present yourself good, to talk then people understand and you really know something. It's to speak the same language with these guys. So, here's a department store. So. Yeah, it's another navigational, so this, navigational page. So we was talking about concentration point and navigational pages. Sometimes design is chosen not correctly because, again, most of the time, people who will join the team, they just bring what they know. And many times, unfortunately, it's not like I say that they don't have creativity. They just don't want, because to do differently, it means that you need to learn something new or get out of comfort zone. So do never afraid to go out of your comfort zone and bring other people. It's a part of your job. It's who we are. So this we curious monkey. I have very interesting things. This one day, it was we play games. We try to assign special characters, so like Marvel heroes for our team member, to like, so who are you? Who are you? I was like, I'm Curious Monkey. I'm Curious Monkey. It's assigned to me this, please. I was like, it's not Marvel heroes. Like, it's anyway. You don't have Marvel heroes for me. I want to be Curious Monkey. I was like, okay. So, but in a month, this Curious Monkey was on freaking every page. So because, we have special games so to make a points. So who was like most explorer person who brings some like new suggestion and things like that. So you got assigned, you're never afraid to be funny. So you're never afraid to be too much. So this you will feel when it's too much. When this sometimes people tell you directly. Sometimes you just see this like when you talk to people and they just like kind of gliding and disappeared, so just do not have too much conversation with you. So, and you understand and it's too much, so take vacation like I do. So no. So, but this if this moment happened and sometimes you cannot control, like, oh, I was so excited, then I was overstep some limit, push too much. So you always can come back. So it's always good to have in your pocket some very boring task to calm and chill yourself down. So just, have immediately start regression testing for 1,000 test cases or something. So then you're doing your job, to send a report and everybody calm down. Oh, she's normal again. Phew, we can breathe. So we can, and this, it's always in pace. You always, I don't know this, until you really come on the market and start to work with people, it's very hard to catch this balance. But I ask you, I beg you, to always also if you write and you feel right, but maybe it's not right moment to be a right. So try to not step on your pride, or so be quiet, but at some point be strictly professional and just sit in your corner and do your job and create reports. If you disagree with something that's going on, create reports, collect data, and after a while present this as a block of information to manager. So many times what happened, and we have the situation, I have this not just, through 5 years experience, you collect this information, you're 100% right, and actually how the information presents, so it's like no way to interpret this differently. You send it to the manager and it's a dead end. So disappoint, yes, but what else you can do? So talk about this just find some tank and go on a tank. It's like, hey, people, listen to me. I will say truth right now to everybody. For what? So what you gain out of this? So this, but at least, again, you prove your point. So then you gain information, you collect this information right way, you send it to the right person. So, and this person know, then it can rely on you because it will not go far. So, but why I go to this conversation, why I just step outside the subject? Because how you present information, it's always, ever should be no personally. So never say the name for this matter, this, it could be we can specify marketing representative, or I don't know, this Android developer. To get to the subject, and at the same time do not say any name. You not accuse personally anybody, you not bring your personal opinion, so you bring some valuable data. How you bring this data? By using right professional words. So this, you need to present this as a collective report with right language. Yeah, so here's another of navigational pages store. This, you will never really think that store navigational page is primarily associated with news, but it's true. So this because most of the news mobile sites will use navigational page as a stores. So to know the specific, because again, is it 100% true if you go through the job description and they will specify blah, blah, blah? No. But if you see this, for example, you go to some social media company, something, I don't know, maybe BBC News for this matter. So, and you pretty much have interviews there, it's very possible you get job. As you prepare for interview, so you go you specify all these moments as you start telling your story. So you will specify then, so this, I don't know, in my previous project, so we use for navigational pages some just simple classic body content. So you guys use Storb layout? And it's like, oh yeah, she's in the subject. So what you say, really go technically deep in details? No. But you one of them, because you know the difference between department, between gallery, between content page or store. So, yeah, autocomplete, it's a pain on us, really. So, but I don't know any application where we do not have problem with autocomplete. I want you to understand this, like, you know, for me today, it's not just pull down list of suggestion. How's it stored? Alphabetically, how many choices? Is it local choices or just generic? So if it's video, then is it archive or it's just randomly or just alphabetically created? Just for looking for this autocomplete, you can create, I don't know, 20 test cases. Oh, my favorite one. So if I tell you, like, give you, right here. So here's a page. How many test cases you will do on this page? Give me some number. Any number?
As much as we can imagine.
So?
It depends on different...
I don't like this answer, so.
11?
Huh?
11?
20, 11, good numbers, but I don't like this number.
Requirements and different...
You don't have requirements. You need to write requirements based on this page. So,
Function positive first, right here.
type. Oh, good.
Disability.
Boom. The keyword we play in the game. It's a perfect Jewish answer. So before you tell them any number, it's like, okay, depends on the project needs. How much time, how much budget, and how many resources I have.
Okay.
So if I have only 5 minutes before release, it will be one test case. Check this site. Oh, it's work. So if I have 2 hours, then okay, if I have 2 hours, what I will do? We talk about this today. Fun. If I have 2 hours, I will do fun. So if I have full day and 3 guys, so then what I will do? So I will really do like functional extended smoke testing something, yeah? Okay, if I have 1 week and 5 guys and pretty much have budget for contractor as well, so what I will do?
Unlimited fun.
Yeah, unlimited fun. So it will be full regression with integration, with all possible interruption and whatever. So you give me, and maybe we hook up also some hardware things to it too. So just in case. So and all network possible, all ranges, and we take 20 devices. So, but you understand what I mean?
Yes.
So always, it's a always unbeatable answer. And again, it's not just like fun answer because people will smile, but it's an absolutely correct answer. Then they understand, and you in subject, you know what you're talking about because you already was in situation. Then it's only 1 test case needed, or maybe 100. Okay?